Season 3!
What? Season 3? Already?
No way! Season 3 comes after Season 2?
Yes, Season 3. Right after Season 2.
Andy, Ricky, and Delamar are back with more topics, more prizes, and more babies? Catch them on The Mother Show Season 3, Fridays 9 a.m. to 12 noon, here on Magic 89.9, Magic Nationwide, and on social media at The Mother Show PH.
Hi everybody, you're listening to The Mother Show. 89.0, 89 Mama, 89 and Magic 89.10.
It's 9:07. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Friday. It's The Mother Show here on Magic 89.9. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
And Delamar is on the way.
Yes, she is. I think she had troubles with Harper earlier,
That's right. Mom.
Yeah, mom duties first, as always.
Yes. But she will be here. She said that she was coming today, so we're going to be complete. But yeah, good morning. Welcome to another round of it. It's going to be crazy all the way until 12 noon. We want to invite you to call us up if you have anything that you want to say anytime during the discussion. Feel free to call us 6310899.
Or you can also watch us live via Facebook. A lot of people have been asking about our old episodes because they want to, share it with their friends.
Yes.
It's all on YouTube and it's also all on our Facebook account. So you guys can follow us there too. It's The Mother Show PH.
That's right.
And if you guys are listening anywhere in the Philippines, we are nationwide. Saying hi to everybody in Cebu, Davao, Bacolod, Cagayan de Oro, and General Santos. And if you guys are anywhere also in the world, you can listen and watch live via the Magic website, which is www.magic899.fm.
Also, if that's not working for some odd reason, you can also watch via Twitch. It's twitch.tv/magic899.
Isn't there a song named Twitch?
Twitch.
That's Twitch. I don't know.
Like a switch.
Nga.
Mommy brains. It's times 3.
I'm really not updated with the music.
Okay.
I was just looking at the top 5 at 5. I was like,
Ano yan?
ano yan?
Sige nga. May alam ka ba dyan?
Wala.
Aw, but you used to be the queen of the top 5 at 5.
Yeah, but all I know are nursery songs. Oh, well,
Yeah.
I watched Mamma Mia recently.
I don't know if that counts. Was it nice?
It was,
Because
but
we had them on the meal
Okay.
the other day. And they're a real-life couple.
both of them.
Yes.
I
Si
didn't
Sky
know
and
that.
Sophie, tama ba?
Okay,
Is that
okay,
the name
well,
of
the main characters?
Yeah, the main characters. So they're really engaged in real life, and they had such
Because
good
they kept
chemistry.
kissing in the
So, totoo
in the
pala.
play.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Mamma Mia, guys, if you
Yeah.
haven't seen it,
I brought Olivia actually.
did she like
And I
it?
had to cover her eyes most of the time.
Oh!
But she had so much fun with the songs.
Speaking of Olivia, she's gonna be an ate.
Yes, she is.
And we're gonna talk about we're gonna recap this gender reveal party that went down over the weekend.
Which
but it's
Del
9:10,
missed.
which Del
Hi,
missed.
Del.
That's why we're gonna wait for her before we discuss it. But we have a packed show today. We have 2 guests coming.
Yes, we have Mika Lagdameo Martinez, who is on the way. She's gonna be here. She has so much to share. She has 3 kids. She's I think, my friend who's been married the longest.
Oh, what do you say? 10 years?
I don't know. I
Has it
think
been 10
more
years?
because her eldest is 14.
Oh.
Yeah, so I have to text her and ask her.
Okay, so we'll get our
Yeah.
facts straight. But she's coming. Also, we have the guys of Miss Possibilities.
Yeah.
So they're coming as well. That's going to be an interesting topic to talk about. So again, we're just going to wait for Del. But we're inviting everybody to come join the discussions. Again, you can catch us live on Facebook. And you can also call us up at 6310899.
Yep, and you can also check us out via Facebook. It's
Twitter.
Facebook.com/The Mother Show PH,
There
and
you
also
go.
on Instagram.
At The Mother Show PH. It's 9:10. We're going to get some coffee in Miss
Yeah.
Bundes. And we'll be back
Yeah.
with more of The Mother Show. Don't go anywhere.
We've got that mommy magic. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
There you go. It's 9:18 on the clock. We are complete. Are you
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Okay, can you try that again?
Hello?
Wait!
I think it's on the other side.
Hold on. But okay,
How about
we
this
promise
one? Let's
though,
try
Del
this.
is here.
I'm here!
Can
we try this mic?
Hello?
Wala pa rin.
I don't hear anything.
Weird! Okay, we're gonna get the tech in here to fix this problem. It's 9:18, by the way. We're complete. Trust us. But first, we want to say hello to all of our listeners nationwide.
Yep. From people listening all the way in Cebu, 92.3, 89.1 in Davao City, Bacolod, 106.3, Cagayan de Oro, 89.3, and General Santos, 106.3, and yeah, Del is here. You can
Del's
actually see it live on Facebook. So
We're on live stream. She still has no mic. It's still not working. But she's here. Also,
Sign language.
Sign na lang. Okay, so we have two guests today. We were supposed to talk about Andy's gender reveal party.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Andy, yeah. So, Delamar was wrong. Delamar thought that we were having a boy. Ito wala. Ito din wala. Wala din!
Right? I think we should play a song
Strange.
first
Okay,
and
you know
let's
what?
figure this out.
We're gonna figure this out. We can't do the show without Del. We missed Del over the weekend. We can't miss her again today. So we'll be back. We'll talk about this gender reveal
Tuesday.
party right after this. Sorry. Don't go anywhere.
Radio Supermoms, The Mother Show, Magic 89.9.
It's 9:28. Welcome back to the Mother Show. We're gonna see if everybody's mics are working.
Dun, dun, dun.
My name is Ricky.
Hi, I'm Andy.
Ano pa rin? Wala pa rin. Isa pa.
Hello? 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 Oh,
There.
I hear me. I hear myself.
I hear you also.
Yeah.
Finally.
Are you my conscience?
There.
Yeah.
Finally, okay, we got Delamar.
Great.
Woo! Okay.
Yay!
So at 9:29, we officially start the Mother Show. Welcome. Welcome,
Oh
welcome.
my goodness.
If you're watching us on Ustream, you're seeing that we're all struggling on this Friday.
Yes.
Yeah, but we're gonna make sure that the show is going to kick butt. We have two guests.
We
like
do.
said.
And you know, it's been very like jam-packed every week because we always have guests and it's nice because like it's so informative.
All the time they blow us away.
Always, Yeah.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly blow us away. So, like we said, we have Micaela, like the Mayo Martinez,
Yep.
coming in. We also have the president of Miss Possibilities, Susana Yuzon, who's going to be here. Miss Possibilities, of course, is a pageant for people with special needs.
Yeah,
so it's kids.
you know what? My friend's daughter actually joined.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, so this is gonna be nice.
And it's so nice. Like we were supposed to attend, but I think parang something came up and there was an emergency at home. But we were invited to actually go and support her.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a talent portion,
There is.
right?
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm hearing it.
Yeah, so we're gonna hear more about that later from Susanna.
And
Miss
also
Prez.
what we most want to hear is the intention of the pageant.
Yes.
Because much like Miss Universe and all the other pageants,
It's all
there's
about
a-
perfection.
or they strive to unite people in a pageant.
There's
Diba
a
parang-
cause, there's
Yeah,
an underlying cause.
Like Miss Universe is supposed to show us the best of each country and how it
That's
brings
true.
all the nations
Yeah.
together in one night.
yeah.
Never mind if may mga, because sometimes it becomes like one country against the
Against
other.
Yeah.
But it's supposed
Rivalry.
to what do you call this? Showcase and encourage world peace.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, like, for Miss
That's
Possibilities,
true, yeah.
what would be their intention?
Yee. So this is going to be interesting. Again, we have the president, Miss Susana Yuzon.
Okay, and I think she's bringing a mom along, right?
She is. So
Yeah.
we're going to be talking to a mom. So that's all happening in the show. Again, feel free to chime in whenever you want to, 6310899. Or you can find us online. It's at the Mother Show page. We have a call. I just want to see what this is about. Magic, hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
This is Cheryl Gonzalez. I'm calling on behalf of China Bank. Is this the Magic 89.9?
You're on the air,
Hi.
ma'am. You're on the radio.
air. What can we do for you?
God.
Why are you calling us? Do we owe you anything?
Oh my God.
Are you gonna give us like credit cards?
You didn't know you were
Without
calling a
balance.
radio station?
No.
Oh, yeah.
okay.
So
yeah.
this is a wrong number?
Wrong
sorry,
call.
I do have a different transaction with Magic.
Oh.
On the radio.
Okay.
Do you mind if I may ask for the main
Yes, you
hotline
may.
number
Yes,
of
you may.
your company?
Okay, it's 635
635
01
01
48.
48.
You can look for Alvin.
Bye-bye. Thank you so
Bye.
much.
Okay, bye.
She just gave out
So
She was
funny.
smiling
All
at
of
the
her
end
nails.
of that. I know. Like, she's so embarrassed.
Full name pa.
Kala ko maniningil
Oh
eh.
my gosh.
What do we
Wala
owe?
Unpaid bills.
I know.
Just kidding.
Meron pang isa. Magic, hello?
Anong bank?
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. What
Hello.
bank are you from, sir?
Well, actually, I'm a banker.
Oh, you are.
Okay. Do you know
Yes,
Cheryl?
I am. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Go ahead. What can we help you with?
I just wanted to say you have a very wonderful show.
Aww.
I'm learning. No? So
that's great.
I just
Why
wanted to
do
thank you, ladies.
Are you a dad? Are you going to be a dad? Are you married?
Soon to be.
Soon to
Oh,
be.
nice. Okay.
I'm taking notes.
How far along is your wife?
I'm sorry.
How far along is she? Like how many months?
7 months.
Oh.
So she's due
sabay
December.
sila ni Andy.
Yeah. Oh,
Give or take a couple of
exciting.
weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Berto?
Toto? Did you say
never
Toto?
mind.
Like the dog? Okay, Toto. Do you already know if it's a boy or a girl, or you want to be surprised?
It's a boy.
It's
Oh,
a boy.
congratulations.
Nice.
You must be thrilled.
Is that what you wanted?
I am. Yeah.
It is.
That's
right.
great, man. Congratulations.
Hey, well, is there
Thank you,
anything we
thank
can
you.
do for you other than talk to you on the air? I mean, is there anything specific you'd like to talk about?
Can you play any songs from Matchbox 20?
Matchbox 20. Got it. Should we send this out to your wife?
Yeah.
Okay. What's her name?
I'm sorry.
What's her name?
Abigail.
Abigail.
And that's her real name, not like yours, Toto? Hello, Toto.
All right.
I'm so glad it's a no.
Gotcha, Toto.
Otherwise, if it's another vowel, we could be in trouble.
Why,
Anyway.
Tata? What's wrong with Tata?
Kasi sometimes, diba, tatas are also...
Tata! That's
tatas
right.
are named for boobs.
That's right.
What were you
Shake
thinking?
my tata.
Okay.
Sorry, Toto.
Sorry. Okay, that's why I kept quiet.
We have your song. It's coming up in a bit. Thanks for calling us.
Thank you. Take care.
It's Friday.
Bye.
Bye. It's 9:34.
I saw
Any
Andy
other
touch her
bankers?
boobs. Like,
Okay.
hold it.
Speaking of genders, Andy celebrated her. Well, okay. For those of you who have been living under a rock, they're welcoming a baby girl.
Yeah.
Another girl. So they're welcoming another girl come January, and she is thrilled.
Super thrilled. I actually wanted a boy.
No.
Yeah.
Talaga?
First I wanted a girl, then I realized like we were so much girls in the family because I have four
okay.
sisters. Yeah, we're four,
Three
right? Three
sisters,
sisters.
one boy,
yeah.
huh?
So I was like, you know, it will be
Challenge.
it will be such a challenge, right? To have a boy.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
And it's a girl.
Tipid kami sa girl.
So what did GP say?
Jimmy wanted a girl.
He did?
He did,
Why?
yeah.
What's the reason?
Because there are 5 boys in the family.
Ay, ang galing.
And yeah.
Galing, no? It's full of boys and full of
Full of
girls.
girls.
And now
And
you're
then-
full
Yeah,
of girls.
so our genes are stronger.
Yeah.
But you've always wanted a big family, right?
Yeah.
So we're talking. Our guest is here. Are you talking like in 5
What do you mean?
kids? Are you thinking of having?
No,
5
it's good
children?
we're actually having a girl because this means that we have to have another one. So we try for a boy. Yeah.
So how many? Because I
This makes
remember
sense.
in the first season you said that you wanted a huge
Yeah,
family, right?
yeah. Up to
Having
now.
come from one
Yeah.
big one also.
But JP first wanted one kid. And then later he goes like, oh, Olivia's kind of lonely, so let's make it 2.
Yeah.
And then later I'll convince him.
Yeah.
There's always a way.
You know, I love that. I love that women get their way
Yeah.
Somehow, right?
somehow
Yeah.
without pushing too much. Sometimes, you know.
Does that say a lot about women?
Okay, I'll tell you a story. this is my neighbor.
Okay.
So my neighbor had a boyfriend. The boyfriend said from the get-go, I don't want to get married. We can be together, live together, but I don't want to get married, and I certainly don't want to have kids.
Certainly.
Because he took care of a lot of his siblings, and so he felt like, you know what, I'm done.
Yeah.
And next thing we knew, they got married. Next thing we knew, they had a baby.
No,
And then one more baby arrived. And it was so far from where they started as a couple that you're like, wow.
What happened?
And the dad, the guy, is really like showing his best side yet. And I could say the same thing about Tyler. You know, it wasn't like Okay, so he's way younger than I am, right? He's like
naman
your
way
age.
younger. Okay.
No way. Like,
Okay.
some people had called me a cougar, but I never pursued him.
Okay,
I
Del.
was the one person. Kasi parang ganun.
Sure. Sure. Come on, John.
Go ahead.
And so I was like, okay, but he didn't want to get married at the beginning
Okay, yeah.
because he was so young.
Yeah.
He was, 24 when we met?
Wow.
And I was 36.
Mhm.
And so I could understand that, especially for men, they want to be
24,
able
man.
to live the life.
Yeah.
That's important to men, and I
Yeah.
understood that. Of course, that's not what I wanted, especially when we had Cooper. But I was like, okay, well, what can we do? And I remember my aunt in the U.S. when I was there and pregnant with Cooper told me, and she knew my situation. She said, you know what? The one thing you should never lead a man to is marriage.
Ah.
You can't not lead him, but push him.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
you may get him to marry you, but it's a question of will he stay.
Will he enjoy it?
So it has to be his decision.
Yeah, I see.
You
where
have
you're
to
going.
let this horse come to the water and drink on his own. You
Yeah.
cannot. And I really took it to heart. I go, yeah, what's the point of getting married?
He
Just
doesn't
because
want
I'm
to.
pregnant and
Yeah.
then we're gonna separate. You know, I don't
Yeah,
need
yeah,
it. People will judge me, but I'm okay.
I see this.
And so, he was getting bigger, and when he was 3, that's when we got married.
Aw.
Out of the blue,
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
We didn't know that we were gonna get married.
Yeah.
you
No,
know.
but sometimes in marriage, like there's a way to convince your husband, like it's his decision.
Oh, I love this. You know what? You know what?
You know what I
My
mean?
big fat Greek
Yeah.
wedding, she said, the men may be the head of the household, but the women are the
Yeah.
neck that turns the head.
Because like you don't tell them exactly what to do, but you give them suggestions that build up to that decision.
Ang galing!
Sorry.
Have you used this a lot?
Oh, many times.
Like what?
No, I can't really say.
Ay,
There's
di
like,
pwede.
like even like the little things.
Oh.
Yeah, like for example, like selling a car or getting a new car. Like
you
there's
kind of
like,
drop the
yeah,
hint.
Yeah, you don't say sell your car. You just say, you know what? You have to say it like in a very like
Parang inception ang nangyayari.
yeah, you have to just make the guys want to make the decision. You
Yeah.
can't tell them what to do. So instead, you kind of like
You
veer
orchestrate
them.
it.
Yeah, you
Uh-huh.
orchestrate everything.
A couple of pieces.
Yeah.
So everything. I see where this
Yeah,
is
little
going.
by little, like
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I never...
I'm sure Mika would know.
Yeah, that's why
She's
we
been
have her as a
married
guest
for
for
a
marriage. Yeah, we're gonna talk about marriage. With
Do you feel that way? Because you're very quiet. I was wondering, who makes the decisions in your family? Like, is Martin the you know? I love the smile you have.
I think she's gonna
can't-
say
hold
it's
on.
me.
It's a no. He's because Martin. I think he's a bunso. So
Oh, okay.
and
And then you're panganay.
and I'm panganay. So he likes to ask me, should we order more milk? You think we should go out?
Ah, okay.
You've got it made, dude.
No,
Honestly.
no,
You're
no.
lucky.
See, I see where you're coming from. I thought that same way as well, but then it came to a point where I was like, just make the decision for yourself.
I guess it really depends if you're bunso, if you're panganay,
Yeah, he just-
right?
You're
Yeah.
panganay.
Yeah, and GB's
Oo.
also panganay, so when we both make the decision, we clash. So it has to be, he thinks it's him, so it has to be him.
It's manipulative.
Please don't listen to this show. To all our husbands.
Oh my gosh.
Today's Saturday.
Hi, Margo. She's the
Go
sister of GB who's listening in LA.
Margo.
Hello.
Oh,
Hi.
Thank you for always listening. Hey, it's 9:41. Okay, so we have Micaela Lagdameo Martinez. She's already outside. We're gonna bring her in.
Looking gorgeous, by the way.
I know.
This girl never looks disheveled. Do
And
you
you know
ever
she-
look disheveled?
And she does, she barely wears makeup because she doesn't need it.
I saw that. She posted one time that lately she's been wanting like no makeup at all, right?
yeah.
You should go no makeup at all. Because
Also with beauty like that, you don't
Yeah,
need it.
you
Wait
really
lang, hindi
don't.
lang beauty body din. She has
Oh.
3 kids.
everything.
This is not fair. This is not a fair
I know.
world.
You're banned from banned. Don't enter. Just stay there. It's 9:42. We will talk to our very first guest on the Mother Show. But again, we want to say good morning to
Hi,
all the
Martin,
stations.
who's listening.
Who's Martin?
You're Martin.
What do you mean who's Martin?
Martin, you weren't supposed
Hi,
to
Marty
be
Puss.
listening.
Erica.
He goes, okay then, laglagan.
Sabi niya, don't believe Ricky.
Because we have our own versions, right?
Yeah.
I wonder what our husbands, if you put them in a
my
show, what
gosh.
they would say about us. That's
Well, that
what
will
I-
should have them on.
That will never happen.
You should have them on. You know, that's what you said about that Mother's Day
Oo
event.
nga. You
What?
said.
Oo nga
Jimmy
eh.
would never make a video.
And then he did.
He did. And it was a beautiful
did.
message. Anyway, it's 9:42. Like I said, Mika's outside. We're going to usher her in. We're going to brief her on what's about to happen. You guys are tuned into the Mother Show right here on Magic 89.9. Don't go anywhere.
The show for moms by moms. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
It's 9:49. Welcome back to the Mother Show. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
This is Delamar.
And we just want to say a quick hello to everybody listening all over the Philippines.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so you can listen and watch us live through www.magic899.fm. And of course, since we are nationwide, you can tell your friends in Cebu to find us. It's Magic 92.3 in Davao. It's Magic 89.1 in Bacolod. It's Magic 106.3 in Cagayan de Oro. It's Magic 89.3, and in General Santos, it's Magic 106.3.
Yeah, want to say hi also to Chinky Agregado. She's the one who
Hi,
organized
Chinky!
everything
Oh my
for
God.
the gender
Bit of
reveal.
gender.
Hello, Chinky. I haven't
Grabe.
seen her in forever.
I know, she said she missed you.
Did we talk about the gender reveal now? Not
Yes.
yet,
I
no.
don't remember.
Did we talk about it?
Well,
now?
we did to say that she's having a baby
We
girl.
revealed
but-
the gender.
Yeah, but we
the
haven't
party
talked about
per se.
Yeah.
Grabe si Chinky, man.
Grabe.
Yeah, the
Chinky.
spread, man.
Everything. No,
The
it's really
cheese,
nice.
there's so much, but it was
Everything.
just right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes too much is too much, but sometimes too much can be done just right.
Galing,
Yeah.
Chinks.
Like
Baka.
if you're,
Galing.
Chinky, Bea,
And this was
Trina,
like planned
everyone.
in like 10 days, huh?
10 days lang?
Yeah. Like when we sent
Wow.
out the invite, that was like when we started planning. Yeah.
Kasi diba you said you weren't planning on a big party.
No, yeah.
It was GP who wanted it,
Because
diba?
we were kind of worried because it was going to be on a Tuesday. And we were saying it's going to be at around 5. Maybe people are going to come from work,
Rush hour,
rush hour,
ganon.
and it's hassle. So we invited like 80 people. And then he said, parang 80 people is kind of sad for the pool club. so
Oh,
he
nga,
said,
it's so big.
we
oh.
should invite more people and more kids. So
Aw.
that's when it happened. And it became like a really fun event.
How were you
Yeah.
feeling? How were you feeling?
Excited. I was actually, this is more excited. This is the most exciting event I've planned because like I do Olivia's parties,
Yeah.
but I felt like I was planning for me. You know what I mean? So it was just exciting, and it was like something that like what I wanted. Like so, it was nice.
Congratulations.
Yeah, so
again.
thanks, Chinky, for helping us out. Like, everything was perfect from the fireworks to the countdown. So this
Galing
was all
ng,
her.
galing ng countdown, no?
Oh, galing. Galing
Galing.
na host.
Nag-iisa siya
Ang
eh.
galing na
Alam ko may
host.
tandem siya, diba?
Dalawa eh.
Meron eh. You know
Ang galing na
what?
host.
So over the weekend, Tyler brought me to the Grand Hyatt.
Yeah.
And so we were at the Grand Hyatt and we saw the buildings light up.
Okay.
And I said, remember the gender reveal, Ricky and I are doing the countdown.
Yeah.
And one of these buildings will be lit up to show the gender. If it's blue, then blah, blah, blah. And he said, it's probably this building. And it was. It was
Yun na nga.
exactly. Yeah, yun na nga.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right across, right?
Uh-huh.
From Grand Hyatt. And it was like, ooh.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And I've never seen anybody light a building.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi iba, cake. Or balloon.
Balloon.
Pero ito, wow, bongga talaga.
Yeah.
Building, man.
Yeah.
Building.
This was
Building.
all GP's idea. And thank you, Kevin Tan, for allowing us to use your building.
Buti na lang.
I know.
Buti na lang.
My
Buti na
friend
lang.
Kevin? Kevs?
Kevs? Kevster. Kevster.
I don't
Anyway,
know him, sorry.
Again, congratulations
Thank you.
to the
Thank
Reyeses
you.
for another girl.
And your host. You had a little host.
I
who
did.
everything.
Yeah, she
Was she
said
really-
hi. She did the intro. And then the second host was the one who did the
Also
countdown.
little, by the way. Still keeping with the theme.
Alam mo kung nandun ako, trio tayo, tatlo eh. Really petite, man. As petite as they come.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so that happened over the weekend. Today, as promised, we're going to be talking about marriage.
Yeah.
And we have a very experienced speaker with us.
Yeah.
She's a pro.
Yeah, she's been married for 12 years. She has 3 kids, and she's all over social media. She just came from Argentina.
Grabe
I
to.
love those
Right?
pictures.
Beautiful. Yeah, she's
Yeah.
she's been a model ever since, I think, I think she met GP first before me because she was
Really?
modeling for GP on like a runway show. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have Mika Lagdameo Martinez.
Hi.
Yes. Welcome to the Mother
Welcome.
Show.
Thank you, guys.
Welcome to the Mother Show. You know, she's always been like in our list of guests.
Yeah.
She's like, let's get Mika. Let's get Micaela on the show. And finally, you're here.
Yes.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about marriage because you have been...
Dun, 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 dun.
When people look at you kasi, sobrang dalaga, diba?
Yeah.
Dalaga. And then you throw out I have a 14-year-old, I have 3 kids. And people are like, what? How did that
And she has a
happen?
2-year-old, right?
Yeah, exactly. So can you tell us? I don't even know where to start.
Well, what people don't know is that you have 3 children because you married young, right? And you had children very young.
Yeah.
I saw this in your post, you wrote about how you wouldn't have changed anything because you had met your husband when you were a teenager.
17, yeah.
17. Okay. Can you tell us your love story?
Oh
Can you
my gosh,
share
okay.
it? Well, promise not to gush.
So were you still in high school?
I know I was in college already. College naman.
College naman.
Yeah. So I was at a party of my manager then, and he was a friend also of my manager. And then I was with my dad, and he was actually there because he had a flight to Hawaii on the same night. Like, he was not supposed to go. If not, I wouldn't have met him anyway.
Buti
So
na lang.
I was sitting across him, and then he apparently kept whispering to my friend. He was like, "Who's this girl? She's so pretty, but she's so young." And then, because at that time, actually, I was actually 15.
Oh my
You
gosh.
hadn't had your birthday for the year. So
And
he's
then-
saying that. So what's the age difference?
We're 9 years apart.
9 years
9
apart.
years
Okay, so
apart,
if you
yeah.
were 16, 15, then
But
you
we
would have
didn't get together yet then. It was 2 years after. It's like we were friends with Kai Hello, and then
Yeah.
it was only after 2 years that we finally started to date. But he actually asked my dad first.
Oh, that's nice.
Tsaka siguro
Very
because
nice.
you're so young.
I know.
Oh,
it's
he
kind
would
of like
have
my
to.
first everything.
First everything.
Right.
Grabe.
Well, this dispels, because a lot of fears from parents would be, if my child married early, she would have, a very difficult time, a hard life. But you're kind of like showing the world that it doesn't have to be.
Well, I actually got pregnant around my 18th, after my 18th birthday, and I gave birth 19.
Surprise!
I was actually on my last semester already of college. I was doing my thesis. I was pregnant, but of course I had to
Wow.
deny, typical.
At the time, it was
Yeah.
very,
It was very, everyone was very conservative about
Yeah.
this whole thing, you
Right.
know? And then I really wanted to get married though. Even before I got pregnant, I really knew that, this is the guy that I wanted to marry. And it's just that everyone thought that I was too young and I had to finish school. So we waited 2 years after I had my daughter, and she was our flower girl. Yeah, so it's something that I really wanted. I didn't get married just because I was pregnant.
Yeah,
Right.
because people get forced into getting married, right? Sometimes when like the parents find out, or like the husband, or like when your boyfriend, parang he's forced to marry you because you're pregnant.
Yeah.
But at least this one, it's nice to know that at a young age of 18.
Buti your parents were very
Yeah.
supportive.
Actually, that was a whole story and drama to it also. They didn't want to. It took a lot of convincing and counseling and to really
And you're
prove
the
that we were
eldest,
ready.
right?
Yeah, eldest and only girl.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay.
I was like,
That's a hard climb.
Yeah.
yeah.
Because, as a parent, now we understand how parents feel.
Exactly.
But
If
when
it
you
were
were
my
young,
daughter,
Right. So
Yeah.
I can
Imagine.
imagine your dad must have felt scared.
Yeah.
yeah.
How did you convince him?
A lot of praying, actually. Like, I really had to get my pastor involved, and because it was really
Wow.
like, no. It's like the whole world talaga at that
Kasi
time.
parang, it's your world. Your whole
Yeah.
world was against it, right?
So we really needed like our pastor's help, the rest of my family. It was really a lot of praying and convincing, and I was really asking God every day, like, Lord, please make this happen if this is meant to be. And just one day, my dad changed his heart. So
Wow.
This
it
is.
was like,
I'm trying to picture an 18-year-old,
Yeah.
like,
Fighting for love.
praying to the
Oh my
heavens.
goodness.
Right.
please, Lord, let my parents allow me to get married. Parang you're so easily shaken at 18.
Well, because you're
you know what
so
I mean?
young.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it sounds like, because it's easy to say, Dad, Mom, I'm getting married. If you've had a job, you've been single, it's
But
different.
I was a student.
You were a student, and so they feel like, parang you don't know what life has to offer you yet.
Pregnancy hormones pa everywhere.
Right.
How are you thinking straight? So that's a...
Yeah, but actually there's a story to that pa. I actually planned the whole wedding thinking that my dad would change his mind on the day itself. So
Are
we
you
went,
serious?
So I actually had 2 weddings because the first wedding everything was set. I walked down the aisle and he didn't say
show.
yes. No, he was
no.
there, but he didn't sign the thing. So it became an engagement on the spot, a big engagement. So everyone was confused because they were invited to a wedding.
Wedding?
Right?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is like a novel.
I know.
Okay, so that's what happened, and then we had to plan another wedding, like once everything.
A real wedding.
So it was
Wait,
like
was it just your way of getting 2 wedding gowns? You get inside, off shoulder.
2 batches of
Oh
wedding
my gosh.
gifts.
Yeah, it was sort of like it was actually a wedding turned engagement on the spot. So
How
everyone
many
was
guests
confused.
did you have?
Oh, that was big. It was like 500.
No kidding.
I can just imagine what everybody
It
was
crazy.
talking about.
Yeah, like Pat Dipa was the photographer.
So you walked down the aisle and he didn't sign the contract. So
Yeah, so it said, so they changed the whole script that it was betrothal, engagement.
Yeah,
Betrothal.
oh, wow.
Betrothal.
Yeah.
What year was this?
2005.
2000.
Wow.
So at this time, Noelle was already 2.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
did she
was-
think?
She had no
She
idea.
had no
She
idea.
was just there, our flower girl, walking down the aisle. She had no
That's
idea.
crazy.
Yeah, so we actually lived together after we got married already.
The second time.
Yeah, the real, yeah.
So the first time you went
No,
home
I
with your
went back-
parents.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was so crazy.
So it took
I know.
2 years for you to actually like live with your husband.
2 years after. Yeah.
So pwede pala yun. But
So
you
you
didn't
pwede
know that.
pala
I didn't know that. Kasi you already applied for the marriage license for the first wedding. So, what
it was
happened
like
to
a
that?
take 2.
So of course it didn't take
so
kasi
they pushed
kulang
me,
eh,
because
diba?
I was also 20. I had to be
Yes.
like 21, you know.
Para you don't have to ask for
talaga?
consent, diba? Oo, in our law it's like
that's
that.
true.
If not, it's like you eloped or whatever. So we wanted to make things right. And, there's this verse in the Bible that's like, if you honor your mother and
Yeah.
father, everything will be well. So we really waited for that blessing.
Oh.
So that's why we decided
How did your husband feel when his wedding turned out to be an engagement party?
super frustrated, of course.
I'm sure,
Like,
'cause he's
super.
like-
But he was like, let's do this right.
This man
So-
really loved you, huh?
I
He
know.
loves you.
Yeah, he was really
Grabe.
patient, actually.
Ah.
He's listening. Hi. He's just like, I'm listening. I'm like, okay.
Wow. If that's not love, I don't know what is.
Yeah.
Kasi grabe, that's a lot of, hurdles to go
Yeah,
through.
so it actually built our foundation. Like, it's really strong now. So it's been, 16 years together. And it's like,
Wow.
we've been through everything already.
right.
So, yeah.
Galing. So,
Oh my gosh.
kilig, kilig. So how would you feel? This is a purely hypothetical.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm scared.
If Noelle
Yeah.
comes home and she's 16 and says she's about to cry. No, 'cause I remember you had posted something about that she's now a little lady and that she's not a kid that you used to take care of and she's becoming her own woman. She has her own blog, doesn't she?
Yeah.
How would you feel if the same thing happened to her? What would you do?
She's crying. She's losing it.
I really don't know. Like, if it happened to her, like, of course I would be crushed. But then, you don't know.
You just never know, right?
Yeah, you don't really know until it's there. Like, you think you're prepared for everything, but then when it's
Right.
there, it's like... Like, I thought I was prepared when she said she had her first crush and,
I
stuff,
remember
but I'm
that,
like,
yeah.
I'm not prepared.
Do you find yourself having more understanding as to how your father reacted, knowing that your daughter, now that you have a daughter, because the tables turn. We are
I
the
know,
children at
I
this point, and
know.
then next thing you know, you're the parent, and now you understand your parents more than you ever have, diba?
So true, so true.
I
But
remember-
when you're at that age, you think like, I know this, I got this, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
And then when it's there, no, you don't.
No, you don't. And then it's funny because you used to fight like, no, I know. I love him. I want to marry him. And then
Yeah.
everyone's telling you, you don't know. But you're like, but I do know. And then now, what if you heard it from one of your children? Then
You don't know what you're getting into.
But you're a testament, you and your husband are a testament that things don't necessarily go wrong.
Yeah, or
They
go
could-
as planned.
Go as
Yeah.
planned. And when they don't go as planned, it doesn't mean it goes wrong.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Because sometimes you
Yeah.
get locked into this thing where, you
it didn't
know,
work.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
narrative's wrong, you know?
Yeah.
Wow.
But wow, like 16, right? 16
Yeah,
years
16
together.
And happy
How do you do it?
Ay, ang galing. Kasi she said,
do you
and
do it?
happy ones.
And happy ones.
Because you could be with
yeah.
somebody and be miserable, but you're happy.
I think it's a decision you make like every day.
Yeah.
It's really like
Yeah.
every single day. It's
Yeah.
something that you choose to be committed to, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's what married people find out. Married people, kasi diba, after the honeymoon stage and, you know, problems come up, and then you realize that, oh, this is the work.
Yeah.
And it will only work if I commit to it, not on my wedding day, but every
single day.
Oh, wow.
I feel like her narrative from the start, it parang it had all the recipes for disaster. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But then you look at her and you hear her talk about it. It's really not. It wasn't a disaster. And if you look at her life in general, parang okay din.
You know, MMK should get
Yeah, that's true. Can we pitch your story?
Yes, I would never have thought that somebody would plan to get married and then the wedding turned out to be an engagement.
Yeah, I remember pa the invitations. I had to change the what do you call this? Invited to our marriage. I changed engagement just for family because I was hiding it. I had to cover it. Oh my gosh, I remember it so well. It's so funny.
Oh my
And
gosh.
looking back, it's just funny.
Have you shared this with Noelle? She doesn't know.
Good question. I
Because
don't
at
even
some
know
point
if
you're
we
gonna have to
talked
say,
about it.
she's gonna ask you questions. Because I remember, I
think
asked my mom.
I think she knows. I think she knows a
knows?
little bit. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think there's really.
How do you?
How do you explain it to your kids? Yeah.
And I think when your daughter starts to become a young lady, and then later on, as she becomes.
Oh, you mean that she was born before you got married?
Oh no!
Oh,
just
what?
just your love story.
The
that
love
you were
story.
so
Oh, yeah.
young, and you know.
I think
so
she knows that. She knows that.
Oh wow! Is her dad very strict with her?
I think it's a
Protective.
balance. It's a balance. Yeah, he is strict, but they're very close and they're very open with their relationship. So it's a good balance, I think.
Who's the disciplinarian?
I think it's a mix of both, but I'm usually the bad one.
Moms are the bad ones always.
Ako sa bahay namin, I'm the
Yeah.
bad cop.
Yeah.
Well,
I
because
wonder
it's the
why.
mothers who,
really like
yeah,
They
you
get
run the
away with
household.
more things, you
Yes.
know?
Because I think the men feel like, look, I'm already working 8 hours every day. I'm not with the children all the time, you know, so I'm going to reserve the
good moments. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to make sure that you have a good time with your kids. How did motherhood change you at that age of 19?
Oh wow, I've always wanted to become a mom, so I was really more excited than scared when I found
Really?
out.
Wow.
Oh my gosh, I have to tell you how I found out I was
Okay.
pregnant. Okay,
Okay.
so since it was my first everything, right? As I said, my first everything.
Everything,
Literally, like one time, boom, pregnant. Like, okay.
Okay, what you're saying everything was for the first time.
Yes.
Wink, wink. You know what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Okay.
So I was clueless because I was 18, right?
Yeah.
I really wasn't aware. I wasn't a wild child. Like all my friends were going out. I wasn't there. I was home. You know, I was not allowed to. I was really like nene, whatever. if you
Yeah.
know. And then I wasn't aware, but 5 months after, I wasn't getting my period.
5 months.
So you had no.
Oh my God!
I know.
That was me a month ago. Wait,
Yeah, pero you weren't regular. Kasi kung regular ka, then you would know something's
Yeah, but I
amiss.
didn't really
connect
feel
it.
anything.
Wait, you were
honestly.
regular.
Oh my goodness.
So you're a regular.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But I thought something was wrong, so I just went but it didn't cross my mind pregnancy. Really? Like honestly, I didn't. So I went and I checked, and they were thinking, oh, maybe it's probably like indigestion. I don't know.
Indigestion.
I know, super weird, right? I remember that word so well, and I remember coming out, and and then the doctor ran out of there. Wait, you're pregnant? I'm like, what?
Oh my
But
gosh.
anyway, I said no. I wanted to be sure first. So like right after school, he picked me up, and my friends were telling me, you want to check if you're pregnant because like you're eating weird things, and I'm like, why? But I'm always matako. Like, but no,
What weird things?
Were you getting
nothing like
big?
no, not really. No, they were just noticing that I was always eating like. What is I eating? Sampalok, like weird, like random things during class. And my girlfriends were older than me, right? So they knew. And I said, okay, after school, let's go and have an ultrasound, like to finally know if I'm pregnant or not. So we went.
Blown ultrasound.
And then, yeah, straight to ultrasound. So my husband and I were there. And the doctor's like, oh, you want to know what you're having? It's a girl.
Gender.
Oh my gosh!
Yes,
That's kind of crazy.
So that's what happened. So literally, I was like, what? Like I was crying and laughing at the same time. Like,
Why were you crying?
because I was so, like, I was shocked.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know that I was pregnant. Then girl na, and
So-
then, like it was like a wave of emotions.
Yes.
And by the time you knew you were pregnant, you were halfway
And I
through.
was, yeah.
Because it's like
Yeah.
10 months, really.
Yeah.
They say
I was
9, but
really
it's really
halfway
40.
through. And
40.
so I have the
home-
ultrasound
Oh, yeah,
pictures,
yeah.
right? And right when I got home, I did not tell my mom, and I sat her down and I gave her the pictures.
Oh my gosh.
So no words were uttered.
And
You
then
just
I was
showed her.
like, she's like, whose is that? I was like, it's mine.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and there, that's how we found out. I told her right away, and then she's like, okay, let's tell your dad the following day so that, he can sleep, and then just tell him in the morning. And I told him, like for 3 days, he was just like looking at my baby pictures.
Oh my
I know. See, it's so dramatic.
Naiiyak ako.
I can imagine your dad probably feels like, my daughter is
No, because imagine your kids doing this to you
Yeah.
one day coming home from school and
with
just
an
showing
ultrasound. And
It's
not
like,
just
this
not
is
just a
mine.
6-week,
Yeah.
baby.
It's like,
It's
no,
5. It's like 5 months.
You have 4 months left to get ready.
No, 5 yan, diba?
Yeah, so 4 months left to get ready.
To get ready.
To get ready, yeah.
Yeah, so it was really like that. That's what
Grabe.
happened.
Can you, okay, so you're, dismissal time. Tara, let's go. Ultrasound. Boom, 5 months pregnant with a girl. Alam na din yung gender and everything.
Kasi nung time na yun,
Wow.
it was never a question of do you want to know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doctors always assumed everybody wants to know. Kasi ngayon na lang naman yan.
Yeah,
That
it's just
some people
That they
don't.
have the choice.
Oo,
right?
you have the
Yeah.
choice. Oh my gosh.
yeah,
So,
so that's
did anything change after you your eating habits, how you were handling yourself, knowing that you were now pregnant with a baby girl?
Well, yeah, it was definitely. I had to catch up on like vitamins and
That's
everything because
right.
I wasn't taking
Oh
any.
my gosh. Oh, prenatal
In
vitamin.
fact, I was doing sit-ups pa because I thought I was getting like big on
Bigger.
my guts. Gaining weight. So I was like, oh my
From all
gosh, I
the
have to
sampalok.
exercise. Then I would feel like a double heartbeat. I was like, that's so weird.
You felt it?
May ganon?
No, I just felt like weird, like double heartbeat. But I thought, but it really didn't cross my mind.
That's so
like seriously, because I didn't know.
There was another baby
What do you
inside.
mean you could hear a double
No,
heartbeat?
I could feel.
You
It's like,
could
why is
feel
that
it.
Weird, like a weird feeling. So
Oh, wow.
Some people feel that.
Talaga, I've
Yeah.
never.
Like you can...
I do.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like you feel like there's like
yeah. But
like
when
a
you're
beat
young,
somewhere,
honestly,
yeah.
you're unaware of these things. Like
Because
really
you're
was-
innocent.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
was super innocent.
Innocent,
So I
yeah.
really
and
had
probably
no
didn't
idea.
know anything about pregnancy itself.
I mean, of course, like sex education,
Yeah.
stuff, but it's different. Like
Yeah.
when you're really like close to like,
Yeah.
like I wasn't a party girl, nothing. Like I was just home and we just
Right.
watch a movie and
So it's 10:12. If you just turned your radio on, it's the Mother Show. You got Ricky, Andy, and Del, and we have Micaela Lagdameo Martinez talking about her married life and how it
Yeah.
Her
started.
love story and
love
how
story.
we still have a lot to cover. The
Yeah.
motherhood.
Yeah, the challenges in marriage.
But
per
it's
se.
such an inspiration also because a lot of people really like message us, whether it's directly or through the Mother Show, saying that they got married very young and they don't know what to do. Some people are confused about it. So it's nice to know that someone like you,
Yeah.
has gone through so many
Challenges.
challenges, difficulties, and like now you're like living the dream mommy life for, you know what I mean? Like everything just turned out well.
You know, it's funny. I actually got a message before coming here. A girl on Instagram, and she was like, "Hi, I just found out I'm pregnant, and I'm working, but she's still in her 20s, and she's like, I don't want to get married. I'm really, really scared what I do." And I was like, oh my gosh, how perfect for the topic, And I said, you don't have to force yourself into marriage if you don't feel it's time, because it's something that you shouldn't rush into, because it's a lifetime decision, And right now, her focus should be on the kid and on herself, feeling happy. She can't be depressed. And plus, she's working anyway, so she has. That time I told her I was a student. So it's and I was 19. You are probably like feeling more of a woman now. You kind of know.
That's right.
So don't get pressured into getting married.
I think that's very sage advice. I mean, because some people think you need to force yourself into marriage. I mean, you said don't force yourself into marriage because it's a lifetime commitment. Did you know that when you were very young?
For me, like at that time, I was like him or no one else. Like I was so.
I really was. Your husband is
listening.
Check your phone. Check your phone. Alam mo,
take this girl out on a date tonight.
Oh my gosh. I wonder what your husband is feeling right now.
So kidding.
Him or no one else. So you've never had a heartbreak, a real heartbreak.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. He saved me down from that.
Yeah. I love how I saved you. No,
because he says it out loud.
Yeah, my sister-in-law married my brother, and he is also her first boyfriend. And they also had their drama because different religions, everything. But you were like, I just love that you're giving other women out there another way that they can see their life. Should they find themselves pregnant at a very young age, that you can tell them, no, take your time. Yeah. And it rings more true because it comes from you. And you had gotten married so young. What does your mom and your dad feel about your married life now?
Oh wow, I think they're learning from us.
Did they ever address the issue of,
I know they're actually, I think they're really proud of us now. Like, I mean they're with us almost every day. So it's like boom.
Yeah. No, sometimes we teach our parents. Yeah. I mean, our parents can be wrong.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Don't tell our kids that yet.
Not yet. It's 10:16. We're gonna get into more of this marriage discussion with Micaela Lagdameo Martinez in just a bit. But hey, if you have any questions, feel free to let us know online.
Yeah. Saying hi first to everybody watching via Facebook. Saying hi to Mary Espiritu, to Go Cassie, to Kel who's listening, also to Kathy Del Rey, to G Paglikunan, and to Diana Aligtagtag.
Hello!
Alitagtag.
Thank you for listening. Again, it's facebook.com/magic89.9. You can also follow us on Twitter. It's at The Mother Show PH. To Butter Baby, who's listening as well. To Ina. To Sean. To Davidson. Thank you very much. More of those questions for Micaela Lagdameo Martinez right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Radio's Supermoms. The Mother Show. Magic 89.9.
It's 10:21. Again, saying hi to everybody tuned in via Ustream. It's The Mother Show all the way until 12 noon today. You can check us out. It's magic899.fm. For the live stream, we're also on twitch.tv/magic899tv, and you can get in touch with us online. It's at The Mother Show PH.
Yes, you can listen and watch live through www.magic899.fm. Nationwide, The Mother Show is airing as we speak. In Cebu, it's on Magic 92.3. In Davao, it's Magic 89.1. In Bacolod, it's Magic 106.3. In Cagayan de Oro, it's Magic 89.3. And in General Santos, it's Magic 106.3.
Okay, quick thank you to the guys of Kawayan for hooking us up with coconut water every Friday.
Thank you so much.
I know! Healthier alternative to coffee. We still have with us our guest for today, Micaela Lagdameo Martinez. You might have caught her online.
And what a story she's telling us. It's like reading a novel.
Yeah. So we started from point A, which was 17, 15 years old, where she met her husband. First everything. They now have a 14-year-old, and they've been married for 12 years.
Yeah.
12 beautiful years. Okay, I have a question. So, you still fight
Oh yeah, of course.
Do you still fight?
I mean, that's a normal thing. I think every relationship you kind of argue, if not like, come on, that's too perfect.
Okay. But like, how have you managed your arguments?
Oh, it's actually tame. Like it's more of like a discussion, you know, and it's nothing violent. Or I think we've learned how to talk about it.
Yeah.
We don't like to let things escalate because then that's just gonna mess up everything.
Yeah.
So we deal with it right away.
But did you know that from the beginning, or
Yeah.
is that something that you
no,
learned?
I think I've improved because before I would just be like, and throw a pillow, whatever, you know, like really
Double.
temper. Yeah,
Yeah.
See, also you're so young.
exactly.
time, yeah.
But then now, like I learned how to voice it out,
Process.
Yeah.
Right.
you know, convert it into words.
But
Yeah.
both of you are more calm in personality-wise. Both of you are very calm, right?
I think so.
Right, right.
I think so.
So okay. I know that we talked about this. You had a baby at 18. You were married as well 2 years later. What was like the most difficult challenge easing into that married life with a baby already?
A difficult.
Like were there,
Honestly,
or was it just like you eased into it?
I think it all
Perfectly.
just, you know, like
Fell
the
into place?
adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah.
The adjustment was good because I guess I had practice when we weren't living together. So
Yeah.
you know, with my daughter and everything, and then I think I was growing up, just.
You're just growing
up.
into a mom and
Yeah.
into a wife at the right time.
Yeah, I
Everything
think I
just
was
made
really
sense.
prepared, honestly. Like looking back, I think I just accepted it and
Right.
day by day, like
What changed? Because you were so young, no? When you had your baby. But as far as you could tell, how did you change when you became a mom? Because this is a great question. Like, I can't believe I'm who I am now.
Yeah.
Having had children, you really changed. How did you change when you became
how
a
did
mom?
I change? Well, I guess I was more patient and it was not just about me. I had more direction. I actually had more drive to do more things, to accomplish more things. Like I couldn't be lazy. Everything was like I have to do things for her future, for her.
Wow, at
for
such a
her.
young age, you were thinking
Yeah,
that.
future.
Grabe, no? I mean, if your daughter is like that,
Yeah.
now it does. Looking back, it makes sense that you would know that you
And I
wanted
guess
to.
I had that goal. Like, okay, I wanted to live with my husband. I wanted to get married.
Yeah.
I wanted to move out.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted to have my own space as a mom, as a wife. So it was really me working toward that goal.
Yeah.
You're also. What I heard, I remember Luis Velasco.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Drainage.
I remember we were in an event a long time ago, and was it you or he was saying that you're very entrepreneurial? Is that true?
Well, ever since I was a kid, I always was thrilled, like the thought of having my own business, at making, you know, earning money, stuff like that. So, even in grade school, I would buy like those bags of
Candies?
jelly A's,
Yeah, jelly
and
A's.
cookies, and I would sell it to
Sell
my
it,
classmates.
Right.
So even from then, like, yeah, I remember grade 1 up to grade 6, I was always selling things and thinking of ways how
You're
to
business minded.
Yeah, so at 15 already, when I entered college, I also started modeling. So I bought my own car, like I was paying for my own bills. So at 15 already, I kind of had that practice. So when I had my
Galing.
daughter,
It wasn't
So
so.
you
it
knew,
wasn't,
yeah.
yeah, I
it
was
wasn't-
managing my own money. You know.
Okay.
Well, now that you mentioned it, how did you get discovered as a model?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I used to
Kung
read.
MMK to.
So she was 2 years old. And she was walking in the mall and then somebody
No,
approached.
I used to read Candy magazine a lot, and I would go to their anniversary parties as a fan. You know, I loved reading.
Okay.
And then my friend Ria Prieto was one of the editors then, and she went up to me and she was like, "Hey, have you ever modeled before?" I'm like, "No," and I was 13. And she's like, "Do you wanna like model for Candy?" I was like, "What? Of course!" Like I thought it was a one-time dream
Yeah.
thing, and I'm like, "Okay." And from then on, it was Sander Angeles who was the photographer.
Sander, yeah.
Yeah, so he was the first photographer that I worked with, and I had like a full spread, like a fashion spread in Candy, and I was like,
Wow.
wow, like a dream,
come
you know?
true.
Wow. And then he goes, "Do you have a manager?" I said, "No." And then he goes, "I want to introduce you to someone who was the manager."
That you
That
met.
I-
Oh, that introduced you to your
Yes,
husband.
yes. And from then on, she's like, "Okay, after your shoot, you go for a VTR." And then I got the commercial. So it was like from then on, it
Tuloy-tuloy na.
but I never expected it, honestly. I thought it was a one-time thing, and I was just really going project per project.
What are you talking about? Have you seen yourself in the mirror?
No. Right? You don't understand. I had the most crooked smile. I was super awkward in the camera.
You talk
I don't
about this
know,
smile.
man. I don't
No,
know.
she
I don't
talks
know,
about this
man.
on her Instagram. Like,
Yeah, it's true.
how you feel.
Because
Yeah.
before it was super crooked. Like, I had to practice talaga how to smile because I'd be like,
We're now looking at your teeth.
yeah, and no,
Oh,
it's not straight. It's super tabinga.
I don't know, man. It looks
Are
pretty
you
perfect to
crazy?
me.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
my.
blown away.
Yeah.
The most beautiful crooked smile I've ever seen.
I wonder
don't
what your
know.
husband thinks about this crooked smile you're talking about. It's probably, what did him in.
No. Ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's how it happened. Like, I really didn't expect
Okay.
it to turn into something.
So you're talking about how independent you were at a very young age. Are you grooming your daughter to be the same? Is she also an independent?
I'm trying to everything because now she has her YouTube channel, right? Noelle
That's right,
knows,
that's
and
right.
she came out with her first merch line, and I made her handle everything. So even the payments, the shipment, I go, Noelle, this is how you do it. So she's the one there getting all the LBC forms, accepting payments. She even opened her own bank account. I let her do it. And I was like, I went there lang to sign because I want her to learn these things, early on, so that she knows like the value of, like the hard work and also how to save. And if she wants something, she has to use her cash.
Yeah.
So stuff like that. So I let them, they're never too young to learn.
But did she have the interest to begin with?
Yeah.
Oh, she did.
Yeah,
she
I guess
probably
she-
got it from you. Like, really, we underestimate how our children observe us.
Yeah.
Every minute of everything that we do, right?
Like this one right here.
This one, I have my son here.
Look at that.
He wants to talk already.
You're not allowed. You don't have a license.
Oh no, but yeah. Oh my goodness.
No, but like you have 3 kids now, and I always ask Mika, like, how do you discipline your kids? Because like Noelle's turning out to be such a like wonderful lady, and then Tyler also, like they're all disciplined and they're all good kids.
I think you really have to talk to your kids because they understand. Sometimes really talking to them like adults.
In a calm way.
Yeah, and explaining things and allowing them to also speak their mind. It really I don't know, amazing how I've only spanked Noelle once, and she remembers it until this day.
Wow.
Once, because she never.
How old was she? Do you remember?
She was probably like 4 or 5. And
What was the offense?
you know what? I actually can't remember what she did, but I remember that day I said, Noelle, I have to spank you because I want you to remember that what you did is wrong, and I want you to remember this forever. So I said, I'm gonna spank you with a wooden spoon. And she's like, no. But I spanked her, and then after that, I hugged her tight. And I goes, I love you. I mean, it shouldn't be...
Yeah,
you
not in
shouldn't be
anger.
angry. Yeah.
Right.
So I think that one really made an impact. And there. So until now, she remembers that day. And it's one time.
One time.
And then Tyler, I don't think we've spanked him because he wasn't really naman so hard. It was more of like discussion.
Right.
Yeah. And with Max... He got spanked once already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
He was really testing it. You know, it's really testing. But my husband did that, not me. I couldn't.
Because I think the
yeah,
younger ones feel the urge to assert themselves a little bit more because they're vying for more attention. Kasi may kahati na eh, diba? Unlike your firstborn, where everything is them, you know? So it really molds their personality.
Yeah.
So okay, we have a guest here that
He's really observing.
So cute.
So, because I am a firm believer in talking to children the way that you would talk to adults.
Yeah.
You're right. Don't underestimate them because they really do understand.
They do.
And sometimes it's not the words that they understand, it's your energy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So you have to make sure that you're in the right place. You know, you have to.
That's right.
You have to go down to the level. Never like, ha. You can't be snappy. If not, they really. Because I remember growing up, like I was spanked, and I used to remember hating on my parents, and I don't want that for my kids.
Yeah,
you know? It's always
right.
shouting. It's like, you know, and you're really like, I hate you. You know that
Yeah,
type
that
of
feeling.
thing. And I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
And I like that you said it's not just about talking to them, but allowing them to talk to you. Because it's never a one-way street. This kind of love it's like any other kind of love. It's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So if you're going to talk to them, you have to give them the chance to talk to you.
Yep.
Is there any sorry.
No, go ahead.
Is there any amazing thing that your children have told you that kind of blows your mind because it's like, wow, what an adult.
Oh
Or
wow!
what
So many times actually. Like so many times, especially Noelle. Like I'm surprised that sometimes her observations
Yeah.
about certain things, and it's just like, wow, are you my child?
You're still a baby.
Yeah, because sometimes you can't believe that. Wow, you have those thoughts.
How they've grown, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like
It actually comes out in her videos sometimes. Like her stuff aren't just like shallow things. Like she talks about. There was one that she talked about bullying, about mental health, about kids respecting their parents and listening to what they have to say, about
Wow.
friendship. Like I was like, wow. That's why I watch. I really get to see a lot of what's in her heart through her videos, or even through lives. How she gives advice to kids going through things.
At
I'm like,
14,
wow.
yeah. So that's actually when I feel really proud, because I see that it's not just a shallow thing. It's something that's coming
so
from
important
her heart.
from her.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I have two questions now that you brought up the YouTube channel. One is, who follows her? Who subscribes to her channel? And second, is there some element of fear knowing that you're opening your child to the whole world? And you know how social media now is so
Yeah,
scary.
it took a while actually for us to allow her to have any kind of social media. But then when she started making videos and just showing it to us, I said, okay, I think you're ready.
You're ready.
'Cause little kids are gonna really look up to you. And sometimes she goes live with kids who are her age. She doesn't know them, but they're all like 12, 13 years old, because I've seen them on live. And they really ask questions about friendship, about parents, and I was like, wow, these are real kids who are looking for answers. And at least at least they're looking to her, and she's giving really good advice about honoring your parents, about respect, about not sorry about about finding value in yourself,
Yeah. That's
and stuff
deep,
like that.
man.
Yeah, and
Gosh,
so it really comes out, and these are real teenagers just like her. Like I've seen them, because sometimes they're even covering their face and they have this voice, hi Noelle, like, and she doesn't know them. So you really see it's a real audience.
So how many subscribers does she have
She
now?
just started, I think it's about 4,000 something, but she started last year lang.
Wow.
For YouTube.
And then tsaka for kids, they're not like, okay, let me subscribe to that.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
think that way. So
Yeah.
4,000 is really like
Yeah.
4,000 teenagers who are seeking her out. And
Yeah, and I can't imagine what that must feel like for a mom, that your daughter is touching all of these 4,000 lives.
I know, sometimes I want to cry.
You cry.
Kasi moms talaga, na parang we always cry because we're so impressed with our children. I know it sounds like arrogant to say that, but it is. You are impressed. Like, this human being is turning out to be,
I know.
Yeah, look at you. You and Oli. Look at
I mean, she's 4 pa lang, but like,
Yeah,
you know,
already.
it's different when they have their own thoughts and
Yeah.
ideas,
Yeah.
right? And you know that they're doing something good for the community and like the people around them. Parang, it just makes you look back and you parang, I did well. You know what I mean? Like,
But are you scared of the bully?
Yeah.
Actually, it's funny because sometimes when they're live and there are people like who comment, I go block. Like I tell her block this person. So like, you know, I have to monitor parent. I actually have the password to her Instagram, so I can see.
yeah.
It's like an open thing, and anytime someone sends her a message, she always sends it to me also. Like before she answers anything, she courses it through me also. So I monitor.
You're like the
also.
manager.
The momager.
The momager.
Chris Jenner in the house.
I know, right? I know.
No, a better Chris Jenner.
A better Chris Jenner. It's 10:36. If you just tuned in, we have Mika Lagdameo Martinez. Anything that you might want to ask her with regards to marriage, to kids, to parenting, you can let us know. You can call us up, by the way, at 631-0899.
Yep, and we are also live on the Magic Facebook page and also on the Mother Show page on Facebook. And I just want to say hi to Dan Erica. She goes, hi, my husband and I love listening to your station, and today's topic is very timely because we are about to celebrate our second wedding anniversary on Monday, October 15, and can't help but reminisce on our love story because he's my first boyfriend too. We broke up 4 years, and God led us back to each other.
Wow.
More power and more blessings. And she just wants to say happy anniversary to Timothy Bernas from your loving wife, Erica.
How nice.
Hello, Erica, and your husband.
Timothy.
Hi, Timothy.
Grabe. Give me you first, no? First everything. Like, first.
I think there are personalities also that fit well with that. And I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
that's you. Like you
Yeah.
knew your mind, you knew what you wanted.
I don't have to worry about, like people saying, oh my God, like I had to pass through this one.
I hate that feeling. Alam mo, it bites you in the anyway, it's 10:37.
I know.
Wait, there's a story.
Magic, hello. Hello. Hi, welcome to the show. Who's this?
Someone's avoiding the topic.
Who's this? Hello.
Oh,
Hi, who's this?
hi, I'm AJ. I'm from Bacolod City.
What's up, Bacolod? What can we do for you, AJ?
I just want to commend the way the parents brought her up, and as well that she's bringing her daughter up right now. I want to commend her. It's very inspiring. And I married young as well, and I'm not a marriage expert, but what I can only advise is what my parents also gave me is respect. Because love, they may come and go sometimes, but respect needs to stay. That will hold up for a long time.
That's nice. That's
Yeah.
nice advice.
What's your name again?
AJ.
AJ, my mom said the same thing to me. She said, and I don't know why she said that. I was very young, and she said, in your life, it's important. Love, exactly the words you said. Love will come and go. It's like a wave sometimes. But once respect is compromised, it's harder to get back.
Yeah.
It's harder to stay. Your mom told you that?
Yes,
great
the same
advice.
thing. That they say love is just a feeling. It will come and go. You need to
Respect.
break up with that guy or something. It's not good enough for you. But then later on, they just realize that boys they grow up late. She was too late, and girls. So when they get to that matured age, they're really responsible.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
so
listening to us from Bacolod?
From Bacolod.
How do you say good morning?
Maayong aga.
Maayong aga.
Nice.
Well, thank
Okay,
you so
got
much,
it.
AJ. We appreciate it.
Daghang salamat.
You're welcome. Salamat.
Bye, AJ.
Bye.
You know,
Have a great day.
That's true because there's a book, Power of a Praying Wife.
Yeah.
It says that parang wives like to be adored and it's more of love, but when it comes to the guy, it's more of respect.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah.
So
Anyway,
back
it's all
to
just silly.
Ricky's.
Sorry.
Here's the story.
Daming calls. Magic, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Morning.
Hi, good morning. Who's this?
Oh, I got you.
Yes, you did.
This is my first time ever calling a radio station, actually.
What? Are you kidding? You should
Welcome to the airwaves.
And we're very honored that we are your
I
first.
know. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
I just want to tell Mika that I admire her. I follow her on Instagram. And I have a soon-to-be teenage daughter as well. She will turn 13 on November. And with the social media thing right now, having a millennial daughter, I just need a lot of guidance and in how to deal with raising children in social media
World.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's new for everybody.
your world, and I admire her. She paano ba? Ang galing niya, actually. Ang galing niya. She's very pretty. She's very, I follow her when she's pregnant with Maxine. And then now with,
You're so sweet.
I follow Nika for I know how many years now. I just look into your Instagram, and I watch Noel's YouTube videos.
Oh,
and
wow.
and I can't believe yung mga advices na with her YouTube, with her vlog.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
all.
you.
I'm actually driving right now
Oh my
and
goodness.
saying that's all. And I enjoy your show. I love your show. I love your mother show.
Thank you so
you.
much
Thank
for
you so
calling.
much.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
and
so
best of
much.
luck to everybody, and God bless you.
You
God
too. Thanks.
bless.
Call us again, okay?
All right. Okay,
Bye,
bye.
Radio Virgin.
Bye.
It's 10:42. Grabe. so many people are... Magic, hello?
Hi.
Hi, who's this?
This is Mike.
Mike, welcome to the show, Mike. What can we do for you?
Sorry, well, I just want to comment yesterday. It's the first time, honestly, I've heard of her name, but she gave great advice.
Sorry. Again. Can we do that again, Mike? Sorry.
Sorry, I think the advice that she has given is really very, how do I say, practical.
Practical, yes.
Yes, and the pickup points that I got, being a male person and all, is that age is not really a big of an issue if you get into a relationship, especially raising a family, because she just proves that at a young age, with the right mindset and maturity, she can actually succeed in her ventures into family life. Yet we even have people who are old enough to get married and yet they fail.
That's right.
At the end of the day, it's really a matter of having the right mindset and probably a positive attitude, the passion to raise your children.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's what she has really proven to us.
That's true.
Thank you.
That's a great realization.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thanks, Mike.
So, if you couldn't understand, because it was hard,
Yeah,
right,
yeah.
To really understand, he's saying it's not about age, because people who've gotten married older than you did are failing at marriage.
Yeah.
So now we can see it's not just about age.
Yes.
It's about the proper mindset. And do not underestimate young people, because
Yeah.
sometimes
Yeah.
they will bloom into this, like you. You
Yeah.
bloomed into this. You probably didn't know what you're headed to, but deep down you knew that's where you
heart,
should
yeah.
be.
Yeah.
So again, if you're raising teenagers and they have an opinion, a strong opinion on something, don't just like completely shun it out.
You gotta listen to
Yeah,
them.
you gotta listen to them because malay mo, that's where they're headed.
Micaela
talaga.
pala ang
Mika-
caliber.
Yeah,
ng
diba?
It's 10:44. Magic, hello.
Hello, ladies. Good morning.
Hi,
Who's
sir.
this?
Yeah, I just woke up.
Oh,
listening to
okay.
the radio. Yeah.
Did you wake up like this?
Did you brush your teeth, sir?
Maybe.
What's your name?
Let's put it in this way. I cannot say my name because I have to vent out something about raising kids.
Okay.
Oh,
sige.
You just call me Batas.
Batas.
Batas, ikaw na naman.
Ay, yeah, really, yeah, true.
Batas.
Hi, Batas.
sige,
Okay,
go,
so
Batas.
Yeah.
okay, so
Because-
what's on your mind?
This is about how I was raised as a kid. I wasn't able to get the typical
Hold on,
upbringing
Batas,
of
sorry.
parents.
Can we lower the volume of your radio?
Oh, wait.
Gusto ko yung bagong
Like
gising. Tas
30
biglang, let me
meters
call.
away from here.
Ah,
Yung
okay.
feedback.
Hassle ba?
Hassle.
Baka masyadong hassle.
Ala, I just woke up
Ay,
Oo,
sayang.
nga,
Sorry.
Teka lang, I'll just move away from the,
Kung okay lang
Radio.
I mean, no pressure.
Aray,
Hoy,
eto na nga.
ito na nga. Sabi naman, ito na nga. Oo nga. I love the reaction.
I wasn't able to have the normal family because I was raised as a broken family.
parang
I
it
think I
got
need to lower it down now.
You think?
Yeah.
I will,
Batas.
I'll be back in 5 seconds. Wait.
1001, 1002,
I love how Ricky started.
1003, 1004, 1005.
Batas.
Oh, Batas. You have failed us.
Batas. Because he called the meal using the same name.
And did
Played
he have
some of our
something
games.
explosive?
No,
Oh,
then.
no.
He said like he was a big hip-hop fan and then we played him a lot of hip-hop songs and
And
he
he
couldn't
knew.
get the titles.
He could not?
Remember Batas?
We're very disappointed in you.
Bagong gising ka pa ba din?
Cardio strikes.
Anyway, okay, Batas,
there-
go on.
I wasn't able to grow up as a typical kid in a typical family. So,
What is a
father
typical
and
kid in a
mother were
typical...
broken.
Ah, okay. Okay.
they split up like I was about 2 years old. So my father was then a businessman and an agent at a appliances firm back then. He was the one who took care of me while mother raise the three girls because we're four, and I'm the youngest, and I'm the
Boy.
only boy, right?
Yeah.
So we're a Chinese family, traditional Chinese family. That when you're a boy, you should be the, what do you call this? The heir apparent, right?
Yeah.
So my father raised me, and then when time comes that he needs to go here into Manila to work, I was left with my aunt, my father's sister.
Okay.
So kanina, I was hesitant to call kasi all the callers are ladies, and then the guy.
Mike called and you felt like.
So
okay.
I called you.
Okay.
The reason why I'm calling is because I wasn't able to get the what do you call this? There isn't any right upbringing, right? But I was raised as a independent boy, a young independent boy that has to stand up on his own feet and do the right thing. And then during my teenage years, I screwed it up. I did everything. I went to party at a young age and go on to sell ecstasies at clubs, right? One thing I learned from that is...
Kaya pala ayaw mo sabihin yung pangalan mo eh.
Well then.
Okay, wait. Batas.
From 0 to 100.
Hold on. So hold on,
Okay,
Batas.
during
Because,
those Libis, Twilight,
Oh my God.
Blue Onion. So I was
Blue onion.
I woke up at an early age that you have to hustle just to get enough money for your lifestyle.
Okay.
okay,
Alright,
wait.
okay.
I have to cut you short, okay? Because I want you to stay on track. We don't have
Okay.
unlimited time.
You don't have any.
What is it that you want to tell us or our guests
Yeah,
about the topic?
I just wanted to share that when the time comes that I have a kid, I think the best advice that I can give them is once you screw things up and didn't make out of it, or you didn't prove yourself wrong for others to tell you that you screwed it up, you didn't stand up on your own feet, that's the time you should accept failure and then bounce back.
Ah.
Because I'm the black sheep of the family.
Okay.
We have a clan that's really judgmental, so that's why.
I see.
It's really hard, you know.
It really is, Batas.
You know, I saw this meme just this week about how the black sheeps, the eccentrics, the unusual, the weird, they have their place in society. And even if people are telling you you're wrong, you failed, you're bad, yes, you can bounce back. But you also have a role to play.
Yeah.
For yourself in your life, because maybe that's where you needed to be to become the grown-up.
True, that's true.
Oh, that you can be a great grown-up because you know exactly the things that could go wrong in your childhood. So
Yeah.
it's not a death sentence when we make mistakes in our lives, and our guest proves that. And
Yeah.
she didn't even make a mistake. She was just so young that people didn't believe she knew what she wanted.
Yeah.
So thank you for
Thanks,
calling
Batas.
us.
Yeah.
I
And
thought this is the motherly show. Why? Okay, I get it.
Why?
No. I thought you were just talking about mothers, motherhood, like.
Wala lang.
Wala lang.
No, but this is the mother show. So we
Yes.
talk about everything parenting, everything motherhood, and we like to feature stories of women and their parenting styles, etc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good show that you have there because
Thanks so
you're
much,
able
Batas.
to, rub it into millennials or any other kinds of teenagers that life will hit you hard. You just have to stand up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Actually, the one that's taking care of me right now, but just passed away 20 days ago.
20 days ago?
Yeah. That's why I'm having this, had the courage to talk to you guys about this because
Okay.
it's really hard when you're alone now and you don't have those skills equipped in you.
Yeah.
I think you cannot make it.
Yeah.
Like, you might think something that's not appropriate.
Okay, Batas, we're gonna
Okay,
Yeah.
girls, thank you
We're
for
gonna.
the
Thank you so
space.
much,
Okay,
Batas.
thanks for calling,
making
Batas.
Thank you
a
so
brighter
much.
one
And
for
sharing
now.
your thoughts. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Bounce.
It's bounce.
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 Okay, we gotta bounce.
Okay, you know what? We're gonna take a break real quick, if that's okay with you guys. But we still have Mika Lagdameo Martinez. We're talking all about marriage, kids. You know, I wanted to ask how different it is raising a teenager and raising a baby. And you know,
Great
what's
question.
harder
Yeah.
if it's like teenagers.
Because you're there na kami
Yeah.
papunta pa lang.
Yeah.
And we're all kind of scared.
And people are always like, oh, just wait until they hit their teens.
Yeah.
If you're complaining about your 5-month-old baby now, just wait until they have a mind of their own. We'll talk all about that in just a little bit. But first, let's take a song break. Again, The Mother Show is heard live via facebook.com/magic89.9. Don't go anywhere, guys.
Who do you think you're talking to? Moms, I'd like to follow. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
It's 10:59 on The Mother Show. My name is Ricky.
Hi, Mandy.
This is Delamar.
And you have another hour and 1 minute with us. But it's our last few questions with Mika Lagdameo Martinez. Again, we've been talking to her about marriage, kids, raising a family, starting young even. And before we hit the break, we asked her, okay, so what's harder? Is it taking care of a newborn or is it raising a teenager? Your
Okay,
teenager's
they're like-
tuned in.
Yeah. Hi, Noel. Hi, Noel. And hi, Chucho. Hi, everyone. Max. Is Max listening? Okay, well, having kids, like, okay, I have 14-year-old, 10-year-old, and 2-year-old. They all have to be addressed differently. So it's different for a 2-year-old because, you know, you can kind of get away with things. You can just, you know, play around.
Manipulate, yeah.
And then with my daughter, it's different because she's an adult already. Sort of.
Yeah.
Sort of, you know.
Yeah.
And so you have to really explain things. You can't hide things.
Sugarcoat.
You can't. Yeah, it has to be as it is. And it's okay. Now when she started, you know, having crushes, I was like, okay, fine. 13, that's kind of when you have crushes, when you have to talk about boys and stuff like that. That's a bit challenging because I thought that I was ready for it. Like, you know, I'm gonna be the cool mom, and you know, it's finding the balance between being cool and being a mom, because you can't be too chummy also.
That's
you can't
right.
be like friend and, you know, get away with everything, you know. So you have to find the balance of being cool but being an authority, and that's what I'm trying to find. You know, I'm not perfect and I'm still trying to figure it out. Sometimes, like, we still have our arguments. Sometimes it's like, oh my god.
Like most
But you know,
mothers
she's
and
a
daughters.
good girl, and I know she listens and she knows, you know, the right thing to do. But you know, it's normal in every parent and child relationship. You have to go through these things and you learn it along the way. I'm still learning. I still don't have all the answers, and I'm going through it one day at a time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's nice that you can admit that, no?
Yeah.
If there's
all
one
the
thing
way.
you would like to tell your daughter about life as you have lived it, because of course she will have her own life, her own challenges. But what would be that one advice that you hope would guide her? Because I know in my head, when I'm in trouble, it's my mother I hear in my head. What is? Do you have anything like that you would like for her to take to heart as she goes through life?
I think that, you know, being honest with herself and knowing who she is in Jesus, it really is important, because that's what guides you to make, you know, your biggest life decisions. It's that Jesus inside of you who brings that peace, you know, inside, and going through, you know, daily challenges. I mean, I know even as a teenager, she has challenges with friends, with, you know, with schoolwork, with life in general, and I really believe that it's because Jesus is inside of her, that she knows, you know, she knows what to do, and she knows the next steps to take, and really just keeping an open relationship with me and her dad, because you know, we'll never leave her. We'll never.
I know. And then I'm
she's
looking at her.
listening to you.
I know, but that's it. Really makes you cry when you talk to you. Diba? Tamo to. Pati na rin ako. Naiiyak. I'm sorry. Okay. We always do this on the Mother Show. Sorry. Don't worry. This is very normal for us. We thought that we could get away with this guesting with no tears, huh? Oh, but we're doing well. We're doing well.
Yeah.
But I like that you say that you need to be honest with yourself, because the most dangerous lies are the lies we tell ourselves. ourselves. When we tell ourselves we're happy, and then, but if you know yourself, then you know what to do. But when you lie to yourself, it can go haywire.
Yeah, and accepting really who you are. You're not the best all the time, and it's okay to fail sometimes as long as you get up and you try again.
Yeah.
That's great advice.
Thank you for your time.
Thank
we
you.
really
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I know.
Yeah, different types of mothers, different types of stories, and it's just
Yeah.
beautiful because pero pwede talagang i-MMK.
Oh my God.
Ipupush natin yung MMK for Mika.
For you.
We'll send this recording to
Speaking of this recording, it'll be up on YouTube in a couple of days. We'll let you know. But Mika, is there anything else that you'd like to tell our listeners, where they can catch you, where they can follow you?
Just follow me on Instagram, Micaela Martinez, and if you have teenagers and you want something refreshing, you can follow my daughter Noelle.knows on Instagram, on YouTube, Noelle Knows. And I just want to say hi again, Noelle. I know you're listening, and my husband there is like showing his
flexing.
No, but lastly, because a lot of we got a message on Instagram, and like people are really seeking for advice when it comes to teenagers, because sometimes it's sometimes they can't get through their teenagers. Sometimes they don't know how. So what's one advice, or like a couple of advice
for
that you
teenagers?
For
I
moms
think you
and
have
teens.
to really take time to get to know them. You really have to spend time with them and not be there to like bully them or tell them this, do that. You can't always boss them around. You have to listen to them. You have to sincerely find out what's going on in their life and not be there to just tell them what's wrong.
Right.
You can't push them away, because that will really push them away. Think when you were a teenager, how would you look at your parents when they would do that? You don't want to be that parent na they have to hide stuff from you.
Because that's right. When I was a teenager, I hated people who told me it's like as if I was a problem that they needed to solve.
Yeah, exactly.
And it really makes you feel bad about yourself. Yeah. It's funny because that's what Deanna Murphy said during her guesting. Like, you really need to listen. There's no.
And you know what's actually good? You take trips with them, because I take trips with my daughter, just me and her, and it's really a time where you get to know them and do fun stuff. So sometimes it's just me and her. We do that. We did it not twice last year, so we'll do something again.
And when you say trip, like it's a big trip, like outside of the country.
Yeah, we do trips together, and it's the best because you are there in the friend zone, but you're also mom. Like, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's really trying to find that perfect balance.
Right. Because you can't be a friend to your child.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a mother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's the redefinition of being a mother, no?
Yes.
Kasi parang now it doesn't mean that I'm going to tell my child what to do. I need to spend time.
And listen. And just be there. That's great. Thank you again.
Thank you,
Mika. That was really fun.
Confession, I always look at what bag you're gonna bring.
Oh my God!
Can I see? Where's the bag?
Kasi meron akong nagustuhan na pinost niya. Givenchy. And I swear, sabi ko, pag birthday ko, pupunta talaga ako sa shop mo.
Oh my gosh.
I always watch her.
You're so funny.
So fun.
Again, it's at Micaela Martinez. It's 11:06. We have another guest that's coming up in a couple of minutes. Keep it here, please, on The Mother Show. We're Magic 89.9.
The show for moms by moms. The Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
It's 11:16. Welcome back to The Mother Show. So we just said goodbye to Micaela Lagdameo Martinez. Again, if you weren't able to catch the entire interview, it will be up on our YouTube channel, but it's still on Facebook, I think.
Yep.
You can rewind that button. It's facebook.com/magic89.9. Welcome back to the show. My name is Ricky.
I'm Andy.
This is Delamar.
And we have one more guest just to wrap up this Friday. They're from the Miss Possibilities Foundation. If you're not familiar, they hold a pageant for young adults with special needs annually as well. This year they're having an inclusive fashion show with celebrities, and we have the president with us today. Her name is Suzanne Yuzon. We also have Lana with us, one of the moms participating in the pageant. So welcome, Susanna.
Thank you. Lana's part of our...
Hold on.
Lana's...
Go ahead.
Okay. Lana's also part of our committee, and so she's been helping a lot. And she's the one that contacted you guys. So thank you so much for this time. It really means a lot.
Sorry, there we go. You're welcome, and thank you so much for being here. We got this message actually about Miss Possibilities a couple of Fridays ago, and we were just finding the right episode to put you guys in, just so that you could get the word out. So this is happening on November
10.
10.
Yes, this is going to be our 4th year. we started with just a few moms. Our kids have special needs. Most of the moms that got close by me first was like Down syndrome, kids with Down syndrome, because my daughter has Down syndrome. So we got the idea to do a pageant because there hasn't been one done in Asia.
Wow.
So we did a pageant, the first one in Asia for girls and women 12 and above with special needs.
Okay.
So that was our first time, and we got so much media attention and so much awareness, which was what we wanted. But most important, it was a great place for the kids to celebrate. We really want to celebrate their life and them. I mean, if you think about kids with special needs, it's a very rare opportunity where the whole family, and the Philippines is such like a family-oriented place, that the whole family, like the lolas and everyone and the uncles, will come out and cheer for them. Like other kids have sporting events, plays, graduations. So other than birthdays, they're not really ever the center of attention in family gatherings. So it was so nice to see all the families coming out to support, and also not just support or accept them, but to really celebrate them for who they are and their uniqueness. And
So we're talking about a pageant for 12 years and
above,
with children with special needs.
Girls with special needs.
Girls. So this is just for girls, right?
Yes, but we also have a celebrity inclusive fashion show. So that helps us because we were saying, what about the boys? Or what about kids that are not 12? Or what about kids? We have a lot of people joining internationally now, like people that are coming from Singapore and stuff.
That's nice.
So we have a lot of pre-pageant activities, such as we have a photo shoot, we have video shoots. We're so lucky to have people volunteering their services, as like Stanley Ong, Jason Mambawa. We got like great people, like Delightful Little Darlings, and Metro Photo and Nice Prints. We have, and so we're so lucky that they see, they can see the beauty in our kids and what we want to do. So there's so many activities like that. So for kids that might not be able to join, or they're from the provinces, they can just come on the day. Of course, they register first, and we go through everything. They come on the day, and they can be part of the fashion show. So during the fashion show, they're paired up with celebrities, and all the celebrities volunteer their time too. So we have about 25 to 30 kids every year, and the celebrities will walk with them. So we've had the likes of Heart Evangelista, Team Kramer. Team Kramer will be back this year also.
Nice.
Judy Ann's been with us 2 years in a row, and she's gonna this year. Hopefully, she's penciled in too. We have Mylene Dizon. We had Alden Richards. So, and we've had, like all different kinds of celebrity, like as you see, like Tim Yap, and then we've had like PBA players also, and we've had like we've had all like comedians. We've had, so we're so lucky, and mostly a lot of our celebrities are lifetimers. Like they come every year for the past 3 or 4 years. So like Nina Ricci and Angel Jacob, and so they're always there.
Okay. So before when we were talking about the guests today, and Ricky was talking about Miss Possibilities, I was asking what the philosophy is behind the pageant, and I think you just said that, to celebrate the beauty in our children. And this is amazing, because what we are surrounded with when it comes to beauty are only the beauty that lands in a beauty magazine or Miss Universe or all these. But there is so much beauty that does not fall into that category.
That's why we set it for 12 and above. That's when they start feeling, that there's maybe more of a difference between them and what they see in the magazines and what they're seeing in movies or their friends. And also, we have the full pageant. They have where they introduce themselves in an outfit that describes them. So they like cooking, they're in a chef outfit.
That's so cute.
And then they come out, and then they also have their evening gown. They have their talent portion. They have their interview question, and then we have the crowning. So
there's a winner.
There's a winner.
That was very controversial for the first year. How do we want to set this up?
Yeah, right.
So like, go on with the kids. But for me, I just took it as, okay, for me and myself, like for my daughter, when she grows up, I really want her to have life experiences. So I want her to know winning and losing.
It's the good times.
I don't want them to be sheltered. If we want them to be included in society, and that's what we're asking of society, we have to be able to let go as overprotective moms and just let them. So what we do is we have a title for all the girls. So we have Miss Unstoppable, that's sponsored by Avida. We have like Miss Nature, sponsored by VIP Vets. So we have all the Miss Amazing. So they all have titles because since we get to see them at different activities, we all choose, the committee would choose titles for them.
Right.
And then the panelists on that day will choose the Miss possibilities.
Oh,
so,
okay. So they will award it.
Yes, the reward. So they all have crowns and sashes, and they also have a Miss possibilities. And so all their awards, their loot bags. Last year we were lucky to get a sponsorship of Oppo, so they all had cell phones as their.
Oh wow!
Yeah, and so
this is big time.
among
I
other
know.
stuff.
yes.
So we try to get as much as we can for the kids, and so this has become actually it was an opportunity and an event to create awareness and to have a fun activity, but it's grown into a fundraiser. So
Fundraiser, where would the fund be used?
we've used it like last year, the year before, we had 12 activities throughout the year. This past year, we have 18 activities throughout the year. So as we raise funds, that's what we use throughout the year. This is our only fundraiser. So what we do throughout the year, you can see on our Facebook page, and everything is free to register and to be a part of. So it's all for people with special needs. Like last year, we had free medical missions, free dental clinics, free eye exams, free glasses,
And specific
lenses.
to
Special
kids
needs.
with special needs.
Oh, we also did like when there was the natural disaster in Mayon, we did evacuees packs for the PWDs there. But we had extra. We sent over like 42 balikbayan boxes there, so we've had extra to give to whoever the other evacuees.
But
as
your
well.
priority is PWDs.
PWDs.
Yeah.
So we have hippotherapy, we have free therapies, things that are so hard to come here
to access.
Yes, and free dental. So we had medical missions in Davao, in Manila, and also in Pasig and Marikina.
Because what people need to be more aware of is that children with special needs come with medical issues.
Yes.
And the treatment that they need are not readily available.
It's not, yes.
Like
It's
even their
really not.
dentist needs are very different from, right?
Yes.
And that's why you sponsor specific dental missions for PWDs.
Yes.
For,
I mean,
all bases
I know
covered.
moms. I know all moms have it's one of the hardest jobs, and I became a mom like after a career, after everything, and I thought, after a career, after you work, being a mom should be easy, but actually it's like much harder.
I know, I'm like laughing because I feel you.
Yeah. I thought, no, this is not. But being a mom of a child with special needs takes a really stronger heart.
Can I ask you,
Yes.
okay, this is so important because we know that there's a pageant and it's happening when, sorry?
It's happening November 10th,
November
so it's a
10th.
Saturday at
Okay.
2:30. You can check out our Facebook also.
All right.
And the tickets are only 500 because we pay for the venue. We can't get that sponsored, so we pay for the venue. It's in Ateneo. It's at the Henry Lee Irwin.
Okay, so how did the group start?
Yeah.
Because with moms, actually, we've had like I said before, we only started like about 4 or 5 moms that were friends. We were friends, and we just said, let's just do this. Our first venue was in Mango Tree in BGC because they gave us the venue. So it was in a restaurant.
So
and
does
to an
that mean that
auditorium.
all 4 friends had kids with special needs?
With yes. But now we've expanded. Like so, our board now we
There's
have
a board now.
Yeah, we have.
Yeah, that's how big it is.
If we can write ORs now.
Wow.
Excuse me. So we have moms without special needs. We have moms with different special needs. We have moms with kids with autism, with global delays, all on the committee. So we're really expanding because that's what I really wanted because we were so, like for me, even the first year that we did the pageant, I really just knew DS because my daughter was like about 3 at that time. And I was thinking, during the talent, maybe allotted time, we said it's optional for the girls. So I was thinking 15 girls, probably not all of them would want to have a talent because I was thinking a lot of girls, and I was so naive that a lot of girls with autism might not want to perform, they might not want to be on stage or be social about it. But actually, I was so surprised and pleasantly surprised that all 15 had talents. And it made me realize that even as moms of special needs, we're really just because we're focused on our diagnosis. So we really need just to reach out to other moms.
To include others.
Like you said, when you say there's special needs, it's so different. Like for people with Down syndrome, even for dental, for an example, for Down syndrome, their teeth come in differently. Sometimes their teeth come in shark-like, so there's delayed in teeth and crowding. But and also there's issues about getting them to understand that they have to sit, right?
Yeah.
And then also, but even like with kids with autism, they might have like a typical child's teeth or the teething pattern, but for them to have sensory issues or for them to have, to be there for cleaning. So it's all, it's
a challenge for a normal child to sit there. How much more if the child has sensory issues. Okay, can I just ask you a very personal question? Because this is, I think this is at the center of what you're doing. So you're a mom, you're about to be a mom, you did your career.
Yes.
I'm guessing you're a type A personality.
Yes.
Okay.
Do I seem like that?
I can see.
I have an A on my forehead.
Yeah. So my question is, when you found out that you were going to have a child with special needs, what did you go through? How did you take that news?
We knew after she was born. She was premature, so we did have a C-section and emergency C-section. But we knew after, like a day or 2 days after, there were markers. So it was
she didn't look it, because there's a typical look, a stereotypical look.
Well, you never think your baby looks it. It looks kind of like, oh, they look Chinese, or they don't have, or people would say,
it's
they
the
won't
nose
have a
bridge and the back of the head,
But actually not so much, because she was premature. So when she was born, she was only 1.9 kilos. So she was...
Okay, kilos. I thought
kilos. I know, me too. 1.9 kilos. So everything was still skinny. Still small. So I was like, oh, she doesn't have the stubby fingers. Now she has really stubby fingers. So I'm like, no, she didn't have the stubby because they're still long. Everything is still, there's no fat anywhere. But, you just don't see it, or you don't want to see it. So it was really devastating. I think it was probably one of the worst experiences that my husband and I went through, and for my husband especially, because Joey was the first person that he ever met in his life with Down syndrome, ever, and he grew up he grew up in the States, so did I, but it was the first, but since then we've just really embraced it. We really celebrated her. I remember the turning point of just crying over and over and over. She was born October 19th. And the first time...
Oh, it's going to be her birthday.
Yeah, she's going to be 6 soon. So I remember the first time that we actually got out of the gloom and got out of our depression was close to Halloween. And one of her aunts sent her a small little trick-or-treat bag, and it was a felt pumpkin, a small one, and she could actually fit in it. So we put her in there and put in a small hat, and then we took a little mini photo shoot. So I always now that's my personal tradition with her, that we always go all out on costumes and make Halloween a big celebration. So we've always been trying to celebrate her life.
How was the process of accepting? Because I think when we become pregnant, we have an idea of what it will look like. And it's almost never what we think, right? And for you, this is more on the left side of things. You don't expect this, right?
Yes. Lana also has a daughter but a little younger. We actually met at early intervention. So with Down Syndrome Association of Philippines here, it's only parents helping parents. So that's how I, being type A, was trying to once we went through our early intervention, it happens every quarter, to help new parents, deal with all the issues.
What do you tell them? Because it's different when you see someone who's gone through it.
Yes.
Is there any advice that you tell them on how to accept the situation? Because I think that's the first step.
Yeah. Well, I tell them that it's all your feelings are legitimate.
Right.
So even if you feel, anything is, don't feel bad for feeling anything at that time. But just as everyone has a different personality, like you said. So for me, it was to jump in and to help others. Yeah. That was more healing for me. Oh. And then, but I said it depends. It just depends on the person. What makes you make yourself okay so you can start helping your child as soon as possible.
Right. Yeah. They do say even with the spectrum, of autism, it's early detection.
Early
that's really crucial. Yeah. And I think if you take away the shame, because parents feel ashamed.
Yes.
It's as if
guilty.
You did something wrong, when really it's the lotto of genetics, right?
Yeah. 1 in 700 for DS.
My daughter Harper, when I did the first trimester screening, there's this test that you have to do to check if there's because I was so in my 40s already. They told me, they broke the news that my daughter was going to have Down syndrome.
Wow.
Yeah, and I broke down. I broke down, and the guilt and the shame is because I felt like it's my fault. Yeah. I got pregnant late in life, and who did I think I was? The demons in your head, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember I was crying, and I told my husband that we might have a baby girl with Down syndrome, and he said, "And what's wrong with that?"
Yeah.
He said, because my husband's American, and he had grown up with kids with Down syndrome, and he told me, "Do you know that kids with Down syndrome is one of the most loving people he's ever met?"
Yeah.
And they're so honest. What you see is what you get.
Yes.
That you don't get from normal people with inhibitions and all that. And that kind of eased my fear that, oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
And I felt like, okay, if this is me, then this is what, like you, like, okay, then what do we
Let's
do?
do it.
And it saves you.
How is Lana? Lana's more, she's more chill than me. How did you do?
Lana, how did you feel?
I think like I found out before I gave birth to my daughter.
Okay. How old is she now?
She's turning 3 this December.
Yeah.
So like I think about like the first screening test.
Yes.
During
First
the pregnancy.
trimester.
Yeah, first trimester screening. And the doctor was saying that they feel like there's something wrong, right? So that's when I found out. And of course, crying and bawling, what did I do?
Yeah.
That caused it. But for me, like at the end of the day, I just have to think that this is my daughter. She's my daughter, you know? And that love overcomes anything else.
Right,
like, the shame or, the worries that you have. And having, I think, really met like people at the Down Syndrome Association, like that group of people, that mothers, the support group that you have, and being armed with so much information, that really
helps.
Yeah, it really
right.
helps,
So much,
and you're able to overcome.
And I think that's
that
why it's so
hurdle,
nice
really.
to have you guys on the show, because sometimes when there's a show about mothers, it becomes about the normal stuff that we forget that there's a whole range of children that will be born.
Oh, we can talk to you for like 10 shows about therapies, about everything.
Yeah,
It's really a whole
I mean,
like,
it's
world
so
out
it's
there.
it's so different.
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate like one thing now. I've realized since my kids are older and they're starting to go to school. Like you mentioned, your husband is from America, and that's my dream here, is that they will have inclusion, like true inclusion, where one day, if they meet someone or they have a chance to hire someone, or they're gonna have a child with Down syndrome, they'll say, "So who cares?" You know, because like right now it's like they're not included in our society.
Right.
You know,
even the hiring.
yeah. The
Unlike
hiring.
in the States, you can see them working.
or being independent. You know, so the thing is, it's really we are just work. As Miss Possibility's Foundation, we also put a bill into Congress. We're surprised up to now there hasn't been a bill about Down syndrome ever.
So what is the bill about?
The bill is similar to the Magna Carta, but at least it mentions Down syndrome and the DOH. Because like right now, when you get the diagnosis of Down syndrome, there is no other government support. That's it. I mean, the only thing is the Down Syndrome Association of the Philippines or other associations, which is put on, it's private. It's put on by other parents, helping parents. So there isn't anything government that will help you. Okay, well, this is what you do next, or we're going to provide this. So now it's starting.
And that's supposed to be the norm, because the private group is so small, but the government is everywhere. So they should be the ones to have a support system for mothers.
Yes,
right?
it should be the government helping those who need it the most.
That's true.
Like financially, and also the people that really need the medical. And like it's just 50% of kids with Down syndrome are born with congenital heart issues, and most of them will need open heart surgery. So unfortunately, we see so many unnecessary deaths because the families cannot afford heart surgery. Even if they can afford heart surgery in one of the government hospitals, the waiting list is so long. So the kids, while, as you know, hearts affects everything. So they're not growing. They can't do therapies. They can't grow. They can't walk. They can't, they just can't strive. They can't thrive. So it's just really sad. So they get sick, and then, or their heart just gives out. And that is so fixable.
Yeah, this is not a problem we can have for too long, because we can fix it.
Yeah, but it's just sad that it's so preventable, and that's not even an issue in other countries.
Right.
That where government will support that. Yeah.
It's 11:36. If you're just listening to the Mother Show, of course it's Ricky, it's Andy, it's Dale, but we also have Susanna and we also have Lana. They're from Miss Possibilities. It's a foundation, and they have an upcoming pageant on November 10. It's called Beauty Knows No Boundaries. And we've I've been looking at the phone lines, and people have been calling. If they want to be part of this, and you mentioned it earlier, can you just mention it again? If people want to be part of the pageant that's coming up, how do they do that?
Well, this year we have our girls chosen, but they can always put in forms. So please find out all the information on our Facebook page. We're still working on a website.
What's the name of your Facebook page?
Miss Possibilities Foundation.
Okay, Miss Possibilities Foundation.
Yes, you can also call. Could we give a phone number?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can also. It's my phone number. So you can always there's like there's no salary, but all in one we do everything. So you can give my 0917-715-0494. Okay. So mostly the volunteers, we're so lucky. We really thought it out as moms of kids with special needs. So like on this event, we said, we told the moms, we really don't want you backstage because, well, the backstage is small, but also we don't want you backstage because we really want you in the audience enjoying your kids.
Yeah.
And it's so hard. Yeah. It's so hard because they don't want to let go. They feel like, I mean, I'd feel that too, like you have to be there or something's going to go wrong. So we're so lucky that we have volunteer SPED teachers and therapists. And it's a one-on-one PAL. Okay. So they're one-on-one PAL. So they will walk through the girls through the whole thing. That's why we also have a bonding activity with them. On October 20th, they'll have like a Goldilocks tour and decorating, so they can get to know their pal, and then the pal will also get to know the parents that day, so they can like, okay, this is my number, or my child has these issues, these likes, these things, and so they will pair up with them. So they will help them out throughout the show, getting dressed, getting ready, costume change, so the parents can actually really just sit back and enjoy, and the kids also have a chance to exert some sort of independence
for that passion.
Yeah.
Okay,
so we're forcing the parents to.
So if you're tuned in and you want to be part of it, although they've chosen the girls for this year.
This year, but next year, we are still accepting forms. And like I said, throughout the whole year, we have activities that are all free. I mean, even free to register for the pageant or for the fashion show. All our activities are free to people with special needs, and the therapies, everything like that. Or we have different activities. We're working on like fun activities also. So we go to Subic for horseback riding, for hippotherapy, different activities
Lana,
like that.
I have a question. What does it mean for you to find other parents dealing with the same situation? What did that give you? Because it's so hard. As a mother, you already feel isolated from the world because it forces us to be in our nest.
Yes.
But sometimes when you have situations like this, when all you need is to know that someone else understands. Exactly. What did it mean when you found this group? It
was heaven, really.
It was heaven.
Because, it takes away that burden that you have, right, in your heart, that you're having a difficult time accepting. So when you see somebody going through the same thing and they're telling you that it's going to be okay, that alone, already
takes away the weight.
Right, exactly.
And then also here's a list of therapists and doctors here. I'm like, okay, great. I don't have
immediately.
Right. They've already gone through it, so that also helps you, right, in a big way, because they can help you out with the doctors, the therapists, what not to do, what to do.
Because it's so hard. Most mothers do that. Hey, do you know a great dentist?
Yes.
Right.
We do that. So especially with kids with special needs, because they're more rare.
And it's specific.
Yeah, it's so specific. So being in a community of mothers empowers you with information that otherwise would never, harder for you to get into.
Well, we're so lucky with the Miss Possibilities group. The moms are really there, and I think it gives us purpose that, we're here for our kids, but we're also here to make their society better. And hopefully other people in society, like you said, what your husband said, if you meet people with special needs, you can learn so much from them.
Yeah.
I mean, they are so valuable to society, and you would be so surprised. Like, even Joey's just turning 6, but she has taught me the real importance of life. Like I said before, I was like career-minded, working, and I was focused on, now that I realized, the wrong things in life. She's really brought me back to God, to faith, to just being happy.
Right.
I mean, that's the most important. Money cannot buy happiness. So the most important is, and really, what's your legacy is how you leave, other people's lives better. So she's really taught, like, she's been my best teacher, and I've always said that.
Is that the biggest thing that motherhood has taught you?
For special, yeah. But I was thinking earlier, I try to analyze myself, and I thought, if she was typical, I think I would still be my sheltered
corporate.
Yes. Yeah. Because I was thinking already when I was pregnant, okay, I'm just going to go back to work caring, like, I've already bought breast, like the pumps, I already bought this, and I'm just going to carry her everywhere. So I was already thinking, but then she's like, God told me, and she told me, nope, you're going to stop everything and just go to therapy. So go to
there's this joke they said, how do you make God laugh?
Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
So have you seen, because I follow this TV show on Netflix, it's called Atypical.
Yes, I've seen both of it. It's so great.
I love it.
Yeah.
And it's not just because it's entertaining.
Yes.
It's the fact that they're showing how people with special needs grow and try to integrate themselves into society. It's very hard for them.
And how people live. Like in that, he has autism, but his sister also, they have sibling rivalry, they have sibling...
It's so normal.
It's our normal. Like, our kids now are our normal. And that's what we just, we also appreciate moms with typical kids. Like the ones that work with us, even with the Miss Possibilities, they have such great hearts. I mean, for us, we're kind of like pushed into it with our kids. But I mean, I can't imagine just people with like our moms.
Kids.
Yeah, and they have such great hearts. And we have people without kids also on our committee. But the thing is, it's like, we really appreciate when moms at schools or mom with typical kids, invite our kids or still want to be a part. You know? So it's not like a cliquish where, okay, these are moms with kids with special needs and these are moms with typical kids. We really appreciate, because as they grow older, there's less play dates, there's less parties, there's less...
Just like in that Atypical episode where she was best friends with this girl. They both have children at the same time, and then her child has autism, and all of a sudden
they stopped camping together.
Yeah, they stopped inviting her, and she felt bad because
her son was, having meltdowns or didn't want to go camp. I mean, I think they were like best friends before they even had kids, and they said, let's have family camping. And then when they had it, and the boys were, they
growing up,
and they had, you can see that he has meltdowns. Or episodes, then they stop inviting them.
And that's very hard.
And so like you said, when you're a mom with special needs, you feel so isolated, you feel lonely at times. So it's nice, like Lana said, to have a group of moms, but it's also nice to know that we can still talk to other moms about other things, like colds, about nebulizing, all our kids still need that, or about clothes, or what's on sale, or about, developmental toys. So it's nice that, because sometimes I feel, because they don't know, but they have great hearts, moms with typical kids, they just don't know how to approach us. So they don't know how to
right.
But I love hearing about their, like, it's okay. I know some of my moms feel guilty, like, oh, I didn't really want to tell you that my daughter has a cold when I know that your daughter's going through, like,
that's
this,
right.
or like she's delayed 2 months in speak when your child has Down syndrome. But I'm like, that's what we want to hear. We need to feel that kind of normalization also.
Because I was gonna ask, like, for all the moms who are listening who can't really relate, because they have typical children, like, what would you want to tell them that it's okay to do?
I would want to, and Lana, add to me if you want. I would want to tell them, just talk and just ask us questions. It's just really okay just to ask questions. We really appreciate, and just to talk and to tell us your problems too. Don't think that, oh well, mine
I don't want to burden
small.
her.
I really want to know. We really want to know. Okay, are you going? Even though our kids will never go to Prevetta or the traditional schools, but we really want to know your problems or your choices.
Let me tell you about this. In Cooper School right now, there's a new decision of the whole school to be more inclusive. And so this year, Cooper has a classmate with special needs. And he had come home one day to ask me, Mom, what does special mean? And I go, what do you mean, what does special mean? You know what special means. No, because my classmate has special needs. What does that mean?
Yeah.
If a mom how would you help us explain to our children what special needs mean? Because I found myself
not knowing what to say.
I didn't know. I didn't know how to explain this to my child, and I had all these thoughts, but I couldn't articulate it. How would you like us to teach our children about it?
For me, I'd probably say that they're just typical kids, but sometimes they need a little bit more help. Right. Right? I mean, that's all they are, really. They just need a little bit more help, So don't treat them any differently, right? Don't treat them.
That's
true. Since we have siblings, a lot of the families share that they have, well, why I'm special? Like, why am I not special? I'm special. Yeah. So actually in the States, they're trying to change the term special needs, which is what we use here in the Philippines, everyone knows. But they're trying to use it to what I think is so much more descriptive is different needs.
Different needs.
So we don't call kids, we don't call like normal, we don't call it, they're not normal or normal, we just call them typical. If your child doesn't have any special needs, then they're typical. Because then if we feel like if you say they're normal, then that means our kids are not. But it's also, when they say different needs, I think, oh, that really makes sense. Like, it is different needs, you know.
Because it brought out so many questions. He said, Mom, he's so tall, but he can't do this. He has hard time standing up.
You know what I did at Joey's school, because it's also an inclusive school, and she's the first one there with Down syndrome. So I had to read a book. She's at Kinder 1. This was in Kinder 1 level. So I read a book about kids with, like a children's book about Down syndrome. And then what I did was I just had all her classmates put as many marshmallows in their mouth as they wanted, which they loved, and they stuffed their faces with marshmallows, and they said, okay, now try to say your name, or try to say this. And they just, it was a fun activity. They laughed about it. I said, but this is how it feels when Joey talks. That's why sometimes she's not so clear. You know, with people with DS, it feels like, you know, and so they get it. Or like this year, I put socks on their hands. I said, okay, try to button your button or zip up your bag with socks on your hands. That's why her writing is not as yours, or she has trouble cutting.
It's nice because it's
a good way to
experiential for the children.
They can be more compassionate.
Right.
And that's what inclusion is. It teaches the typical kids more than it does our kids. We just want to be included, but the typical kids, like the parents share, like they're so much more compassionate. Even rowdy boys, they are so much more, even become motherly or more compassionate to her. Like they won't, like when they're running and pushing around, if you saw it, like you would cry, because they have to go downstairs to go to the gym, and they go by height. So Joey being the shortest, because that's one of the perks of Down syndrome. So she's in the front of the line, and she goes her speed down the stairs, and all these kids will not, they won't pass her. They all go down her speed, nice and slow down the stairs.
That's nice.
And all these boys, and it's like, you know, you just see that they are learning to wait, they're learning to be patient, they're learning to be more accepting.
Yeah, and to know that the world is not always the same.
Or their speed or around them. It's so nice. So that's why inclusion works. It works for society. Not only, it just doesn't work for kids with special needs.
Okay, so first step is to see it as it is. Miss Possibilities, the pageant happens.
You will cry and laugh, and it's like such a great show. I always say bring typical kids, bring your children, because it opens up great conversation. Like if you bring your son, and he would have great he would understand, he would see these kids, because a lot of our kids that go to schools, like traditional schools, they never get to experience you know, people with special needs
and to share space.
So they will see, like, okay, this is just a part of the world. God made everybody, and this is just a part. And it's so nice to see these kids just have their moment, you know, and also be a part of giving them their moment, of cheering them and just watching them.
So you can cheer for them. Miss Possibilities, the pageant happens on
November 10.
November 10.
Yes, 2:30 at Ateneo.
Ateneo.
Yes,
and
you
how
can
can
buy
they
tickets
get,
before.
Where can they get the tickets?
Just call me.
0917
715 0494.
0494.
We have the poster. We'll post it out.
Yes,
right.
Great.
But you can also check out their Facebook page, Miss Possibilities Foundation.
And you can leave a message there also, like on Messenger. That's where.
You know, I just want to say, like, I really appreciate you guys being here, because it really just does open your eyes to what's out there. Like,
Thank you.
Like, to be honest, like, I've never talked to anyone.
That's why she's just been absorbing
everything.
I know,
I've been absorbing everything,
yeah.
and it's nice to know that, you know, your concerns as moms also, and you know that that you want to be included, that you want to know about our story. You know what I mean, that it's also a normal thing.
Yes, we really appreciate this opportunity. Like I said, I mean, even being on like the #1 mom show, but talking about
we're the only one. It's very easy to be #1 when you're the only one. But you know, can we just say the story that, okay, so Susanna Joey is dealing with some issues, right? Is it Joey or another child?
Actually, Joey is nebulizing at home, and then my other child, who's typical, and she's just turned 4 September 18. She has sepsis in the hospital.
So when we invited her, she decided that I can't do it because I need to be with my children.
Yeah.
And what did your husband say?
My husband, because I said, because Lana texted me first private. I'm like, oh, maybe we just ask the other moms, because I'm here in the hospital in the middle of sepsis. And she's like,
the middle of sepsis.
And she said, and so she posted on our thread. And I was first surprised my husband even reads that
The
are
thread.
good. And then he says, go, you should go. This is a great show, and it's about parenting. They should know more about parenting kids with special needs. I was like, really? You listen to the show? And he's the one that told me it's a mom show. It's about parenting. He's the one that
It's true.
showed-
We have so many men calling.
Yeah,
and it's so surprising. We never thought that the men would be participating.
Or they would
Yeah.
appreciate the showman lang, diba?
Pero we have a lot of them calling in, and so
So
thank
he's like,
your husband.
He's like, I'll watch her. You go, because also our family's going through a passing of a family member. So he's been every day at the wake, and I've been every day at the hospital.
Wow.
So he's like, I'll just stay and I'll go to later. You just go to the show because it's really important.
Well, now that we know what's going on, thank you so much for
Thank
your
you.
time. We appreciate it.
Thank you to Susanna and Talana. Speaking of men who listen to the show, saying hi to Ian Palabiab, who goes,
Oh, I
Suzanne
know
is my
him.
friend.
Yeah.
Did you know that she was Miss Thailand and joined Miss Universe?
He sold me out.
Guys.
He's my promoter. He's
Well,
my
you know,
promoter.
can I just say this? Because
So he's listening to the show also.
Susanna is not wearing a stitch of makeup.
Oh, I've been in the hospital 3 days, so I'm
But
sorry
you
I
look-
haven't showered in 3
No,
days.
I swear to you, your bone structure is enough to win the title.
Well, no, thanks, Ian.
But more
for
than
letting us
anything,
know.
thank you so much for your time.
Thank
and
you.
Lana,
Thank you.
thank you for
For
coming
being here.
over.
Yeah.
You know, we appreciate it. And again, guys, if you want to know more about Miss Possibilities, a pageant, go to their Facebook page. It's Miss Possibilities Foundation.
Yeah, and we also posted it on all our social media accounts.
Thank you
If go,
so much for
Yes,
that.
if you go want to
Thank you.
reach them, and if you want to have a community also,
Or join
yeah,
if
or
you
join
have
a
children
community.
with different needs. Go
Yes.
ahead
Yes.
and touch base with them on Facebook. Thank you so much,
Thank
ladies.
you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank
Thank
you
you
so
so
much.
much. It's 11:53. We'll be back to wrap up the Mother Show right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
We've got that Mommy Magic, the Mother Show on Magic 89.9.
And that is the show. It's 12:03. We are done. Woohoo! Hold on. Where is that music? Here it is.
Dun, dun, dun.
What a show!
What
a
a show
show.
it has been. We want to say thank you to Susanna, Talana, and of course to
Micaela.
Mika. Yeah, that's right, for dropping by.
There's so many things to think about.
And so many
Yeah.
things to pick up from today's episode.
Yeah. So the drive home for me is great because that's when I reboot my brain.
Right?
And then you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I learned a lot today.
No,
But
no,
yeah.
and I think also well for me and like how I think of it is like, this is my world, this is how this is how my family is, and then
Right.
you fail to realize that there are still other things
It's a
out
bigger
there.
world
Yeah, it's a
out
bigger
there.
world, because
Yeah.
like your problems are so small compared to the problems of other people.
Right.
And there's just so much you can do.
Yeah,
You think,
I love that they said, you can tell us your problems.
I know.
Because
And
it's
I
like,
was
it's
surprised
true.
by
One
it.
of the things
Yeah.
that typical parents with typical kids think is, I don't know what to say to them because they're dealing with a lot more
yeah.
than me.
Yeah.
But
So
them
parang-
saying, it's bridging that gap between two types of parents that really bring out a lot of our humane side.
and it's funny because we're talking about inclusion and how we should, include atypical kids, but it's also parents.
Yeah.
Like, you should also include parents,
parents.
Of atypical kids.
Because I remember, even back then with the question of the LGBT, the question was always like, I don't know what to call you. Do I call you sir? Do I call you ma'am? Because
Yeah.
some of them identify. And I had to tell my friend, like, look, don't take offense when I ask you because I don't know how you want me to address you.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing with atypical and typical parents.
Yeah.
We need to have a communication so we know how to deal with each other.
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Don't be afraid.
There you go. So again, that's November 10. If you want to check out the poster, we posted it on all of our social media accounts.
Yep. So you can message them also if you guys want to get involved.
Right.
Yes.
And join.
And join.
So thank you again to everybody. And if you want to listen to us, of course, the Mother Show every Friday is heard nationwide. In Cebu, it's Magic 92.3. In Davao, you can hear us through Magic 89.1. In Bacolod, it's Magic 106.3. In Cagayan de Oro, it's Magic 89.3. In General Santos, it's Magic 106.3. And thank you again to, was it AJ from Bacolod?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
we called-
hi,
yeah,
AJ.
hey.
Thank you. You're our first Bacolod caller.
Mayong aga. No, sorry.
Maayong aga.
Never mind.
Oh,
It's
no,
12:05.
Hapon na.
It's totally different.
I want to say hi to GP who's listening. He picked up the
GP.
kids today. So thank you for doing that. I love you. And
Very
saying
nice.
hi to Olivia and her classmate Sophia who's on the way to the house. They have a play date.
Visas?
Yeah.
My visas? Hey, Sophia. It's 12:06. Before we go, let's see. I just want to say that there's a milk drive, just in case.
What
it's
kind of
called
milk drive?
Mommy Milk Share. It's happening at the Parenting Emporium on
Breast
October
milk.
13. That's
Okay.
right. So if you have breast milk, I think the only requirement is that it is, it's within the 3-month rule. So you can donate milk if you have extra frozen breast milk at home that you want to clear freezer space for. You can donate it. Again, it's called Mommy Milk Share. It's by Honeysuckle and the Parenting Emporium. It's happening on October 13. We'll post that as well.
That's tomorrow.
Yes.
Hey, so what's the 3-month rule?
It has to be below 3 months.
Okay.
That's the date of
So
when
the-
you expressed
when you expressed it. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it has to be below 3 months.
All right.
So again, that's going to be up on the Mother Show PH on Instagram.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, by the way, next week we have, how do we call her? Like a sex education?
Oh, yeah, next week.
yeah.
Next episode is going to be really interesting. We're going to have Doc Rica Cruz.
Okay, there.
She's a sex educator.
Okay, there. Yeah.
I think that's all we have to say about that. My name
now.
is Ricky.
And then we'll meet Amanda soon.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we'll meet Amanda soon, right?
Yeah.
That's Del's other name. I'm Andy.
This is Delamar.
This has been the Mother Show right here on today's Best Music. We're Magic 89.9. Bye, guys.
Bye. God bless you.
Radio Supermoms. The Mother Show. Magic 89.9.